verses and the Holy Spirit.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1. I'm all through that.
Right. Hey, Shalom, Yasharallah. Shalom, Israel. Welcome back to another spiritual camp session. It's the card coming back at you. We're out here in San Diego. Okay, we're going to bring out the scriptures of the Heavenly Father. So all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Hashem HaKakodash. And double honor to the man of Great Millstone, the apostles and elders, the man that taught us 100% truth according to the scriptures. Okay, so we're going to bring it out, Psalms 140 and the first verse.
The book of Psalms 140, it's the book of Psalms chapter 140, verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Read that one more time.
The book of Psalms chapter 140, verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Yeah, the evil man, the violent man, that's speaking about this devil right here. Okay, with biblical nationality, it's Esau, Edom, Idumean. Okay, and it says what from the violent man.
Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Right, let's get examples of the violent man. Let's get John 10 and 10. Right, because this man that you see here, okay, on this poster, he's a very violent man.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
So the attributes of this devil, the violent man, is to kill, destroy, and steal, right?
I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
So YAHAWASHI is the one that's going to give us life and give us plenty of wisdom more abundantly. Not this devil. This devil, who he's going to give you, okay, it's death. Okay, it's witchcraft, sorcery. Matter of fact, go back to Psalms 140 and verse 2.
The book of Psalms 140, chapter verse 2. Which imagine mischief in their hearts.
Yeah, they imagine mischief in their hearts. The word heart in the Hebrew, okay, it goes into la'av, which is the mind. So this devil, he meditates on how to do mischief against the Hebrews. Go ahead.
Continually are they gathered
It says
together.
continually, right? It doesn't say once a week, once a year, once every 10 years. So it's continually where this devil, okay, speaks with the forked tongue, like it tells you in Psalms on the third verse.
Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent.
Yeah, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. So in this poster, you see Caesar Borgia with the tongue of a serpent. Okay, you ever see the tongue of a serpent? It comes out consistently I think the interval is like every 5 seconds. But it's not a regular tongue, it's a double tongue. It's known as a forked tongue. Okay, he speaks so-called, want to get Amos, or I think it's in Isaiah where it says good evil, evil good.
Oh, most of them.
Yep.
Evil good, evil good.
So in Psalms 140 and 3 it says that this devil, he speaks with the forked tongue. Okay, a forked tongue, meaning he has two tongues, one that speaks so-called righteous and the other one that speaks so-called wicked, but he combines those two attributes of a human being, like human evil, okay, to what? To confuse people. Okay, to cause confusion. I think it's 5 and 10, or 8 and 20. You see, because this is all symbolism of Esau. You see the two horns, which horns are symbolic to power. Okay, when you go into the book of Revelation, it speaks about how Esau had those two small horns, which goes into the Republicans and the Democrats. The Democratic Party and the Republicans. Right, left and right, but at the same time they are the same power. And you see that he has a forked tongue, a tongue like a serpent. Okay, going back to the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, where it says that the serpent was the most subtle beast of the field. Okay, which is this devil right here, Esau. He's known as that animal, which is a serpent. Okay.
I got it right here.
Right,
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
All right, read that one more time. We're going to break it down.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Woe means destruction. So the Lord told Isaiah to prophesy against Esau, Edom. Woe unto them, destruction unto them that call what?
That call evil good.
That call evil good.
And good evil.
And good evil, go ahead.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness.
Yup.
That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
See, these are examples of how this devil speaks with the fourth tongue. For example, right now we have this devil Joe Biden. He's known as a Democrat. Okay, democracy. Whereas 4 years later on the line, you're gonna have a Republican that speaks against the Democrats, but really they're speaking the same thing. Speaking the same wickedness because they all accept what? They accept pedophilia, they accept the LGBT movement. Matter of fact, I saw an article last week that said that pedophiles are going to save the world.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too.
So that's an example of how this devil speaks with the fourth tongue. Because the Bible actually condemns pedophiles. Okay, the Bible condemns pedophilia. You want to go back to Psalms 140 and 3?
Oh, here, I got a little bit more.
Here.
This is verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
Yeah, and this devil, he's wise in his own eyes. Okay, with his fourth industrial revolution, which is this technology. That's what makes this devil wise. Go ahead.
And prudent in their own sight.
And the word prudent simply means a man with wisdom. Okay, he walks with wisdom, but on the left-hand side, that's why he's known as Lucifer. You want to get that in Isaiah, the 14th chapter, where it says, "Oh, Lucifer, son of the morning." So another title for this devil, El Diablo, he's known as Lucifer, the light bearer. Okay, he that holds the wisdom on the left side. Okay,
this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Yeah, which is Esau, go ahead.
Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakens the nation?
Yeah, so this devil weakens the nation. We got an example through his witchcraft. Want to hold that, bro? And get Micah 5 and 12. Okay, so this devil, he weakens the nation through rape, robbery, murder, through sorcery, witchcraft, and speaking with the four tongues. Okay, speaking about peace, but in reality, there's war in his heart. Micah 5 and 12.
Here's the book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 12. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers.
So Esau has, just like the Babylonians, I think they had the Chaldeans or the Chaldeans. Okay, those were the witches and sorcerers of the Babylonians. They were mediators, okay, of the power of the left side. Now the modern day mediators are the witches and warlocks that you see today. For example, the doctors. Matter of fact, we're right in front of a Walgreens pharmacy. That word pharmacy goes back to the word pharmakia, which means witchcraft. Every corner of Babylon Street, you will see a Walgreens, a CVS, okay, whatever.
The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 12. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also would I cut off.
So there's an example of a graven image. A graven image is the Lord's going to cut out. Go ahead.
And thy standing images out of the midst of thee.
Yup, and those are those statues that you see. Those different churches, the Virgin Mary, you see Caesar Borgia primarily. Okay, Baphomet. These are examples of graven images of the devil, of Esau, Edom, whatever.
And thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hand. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee. So I will destroy thy cities. I will execute.
But wait, it says Lord that he's going to destroy what?
So will I destroy the city.
So the Lord's going to destroy the cities, man. And that's cool. That's more than one. And here in Babylon, we have over 70 major cities. And San Diego, that's an example of a major city that the Lord's going to destroy. Okay, with a modern day destruction. Okay. Is there more on that?
Yeah. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
Yep. See, so the Lord is going to take vengeance upon the heathen. And how is he going to take vengeance upon the heathen? Let's get Isaiah 29 and 6. Okay, how is the Lord going to visit this earth? How is he going to visit Esau, Edom? what was that again? Get it real quick. Zechariah 5:1. Okay. Because the Lord, He's already visiting this earth through the prophets. Zechariah 5:1. But after the prophets do their job, He's going to start sending those nuclear missiles. But even before that, He's going to start sending what? The world calls the UFOs, the chariots. Zechariah, I think that's 5:1, where it says this is the curse. Start at 1.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
Zechariah, he saw a flying roll, which today we call them a UFO, an unidentified flying object, which we know them as the chariots. Okay?
And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
A chariot, go ahead.
The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
So it was a decent size, go ahead.
Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
This is a blessing.
Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So the Lord said this is the curse. Okay, the flying roll that Zechariah saw in the ancient times, that's the curse that goeth to and fro. Okay, in America, I was looking at statistics on YouTube that from 1940s all the way to 2019, the most UFO sightings on Earth is in Babylon, bro. That's an example of a curse that the Lord is sending, okay, to the heathen. Okay?
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as one this size according to it.
So the reason why the Lord want to get hold that and get Deuteronomy 37, so the Lord, He's going to curse Esau Edom because he has stolen, okay, the first and foremost the gold and the silver, which is symbolic to northern and southern kingdom. Okay, but he has also stolen, okay, resources, okay, from the Israelites, the true Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead, bro.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses,
all these blessings.
The Lord thy God will put all these curses,
go ahead,
upon thy enemies.
Upon thy enemies. And Esau is an example of our enemies, go ahead.
And on them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
So you see that? So just like Esau persecuted, okay, the men of the Lord, the prophets, well, now the Lord's gonna flip that, okay, around. Okay, on the flip side, go ahead.
That was it.
Okay, going back to
Zechariah?
Yeah, Zechariah 5:1, 5 and 2,
5. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So the UFO sightings that you see in modern day times, well, that's the actual curse for Esau, but for us, it's a blessing because we know that our salvation is high. Go ahead.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
You want to hold that, bro? What's that in Numbers where it says, He that stealeth the man? So Esau has a lot to pay for, man. He has to pay for, okay, 500 plus years of genocide. Okay, Esau, Edom, the devil, the Bible speaks of, he has been slain still to this day, billions of Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, whether you're from the tribe of Judah, whether you're from Judah, Ephraim, Issachar, okay, Esau, Edom has slain, okay, the Lord's anointed, okay, starting with YAHAWAH on down to Apariyah, okay, Ephraim, so-called Hispanic, so-called Latino, so this devil has a lot to pay for.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him.
So it's a sin to steal a man and then sell him. Go ahead.
And if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And we're still in the hands of this devil, man. So now the Lord has to put him to death according to the law. Okay, not only that, but this devil, he has his internet, for example, the deep dark web or the black market, where Esau uses, okay, he sells the organs and even the melanin of a lot of our people, man, to profit from us. Okay, that's an example of stealing a man and then selling him for profit. That's an actual sin. That's when the Lord's going to start cursing, okay, Esau, Edom, for what he did, okay, to the 12 tribes of Israel. So-called Mexicans, different tribe of Issachar. Okay, the Israelites, los llamados mexicanos son de la tribu de Issachar. Guess in 35, Numbers 35 and 33, or 33 and 35. So what you see right here, this is an example, okay, of the 12 tribes of Israel, starting with Judah, okay, which that's the head of the southern kingdom, on down to Ephraim, so-called Hispanics, which that's the head of the northern kingdom. 35, 33.
The book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye should not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Yeah, an example of that, I remember last year, Esau, Edom here in south of the border, they were doing a construction, on the concrete of the roads, and they actually found dozens of bones of Native Americans, man. That's an example of how Esau, Edom has slain, okay, the blood of the saints. Read that one more time.
In the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye should not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiled the land.
So blood is what defiles the land, because blood is an example of life. I want to hold that and get Genesis 9. I think that's around 6.
Is that about Abel king? The blood
the water. That's a good example too. And also there's another one in Genesis 9 where it says the blood is the life is in the blood. You want to get that?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 6.
Right.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed.
Yep.
For in the image of God made he man.
So you see that? Read that one more time so we can break it down.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood.
Yeah, so Esau, he shedded the blood of the Israelites here in America. Go ahead.
By man shall his blood be shed.
And that's called what? We're going to get Galatians 6 and 9. That's called justice. Okay, justice and equity. But it's also known as karma. Okay, universal principles of karma. Okay, they actually go back to the scriptures where it says, you reap what you sow. Okay, so if you sow wickedness, if you sow death, what's going to happen is it's going to come back to you. Okay, that's what's going to happen to Esau, Edom. For slain,
This is the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked.
Yeah, so that's what Esau, Edom. Okay, he has mocked. Okay, YAHAWASHI, he has done something known as blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
The book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth.
So this man, he has sowed what? Wickedness, death, destruction, witchcraft. And what's gonna be the outcome? Go ahead.
That shall he also reap.
So he's gonna reap what? He's gonna reap, okay, the same effects, but twofold. Okay, what's that scripture where it says, give unto him double? Okay, because they have defiled the blood of the saints. That's an example of Esau's judgment. Okay, this is an example of Esau's future judgment. Like it tells you that in the book of Obadiah, the first chapter. Okay, Obadiah prophesied that Esau, Edom was going to receive, okay, a greater judgment than these other nations, man. Yep, let's bring it out. So again, this image that you see here, it's a symbolism. You see the horns, and you see the tongue, right? And that tongue is symbolic. So this image that you see here, it says this is the devil. The word devil. Okay, we want to get a specific
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 16. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her work.
Oh, it says double unto her, double. Okay, read that one more time.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you.
So the Lord, he's going to reward Esau, Edom, 1,000 years of slavery, 1,000 years of captivity. Go ahead.
And double unto her, double according to her work.
So just like Esau had us in captivity for over 500 years, he's going to go back to him.
And the cup which he had filled, he had filled fill it filled to her double.
Yup, you see, it's double, and that's an example of justice. The Lord is the power of justice. Go ahead, bro.
How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yeah,
So,
and this devil, he's living deliciously. Okay, you see that happening when you go here in California, La Jolla and Poway. You see areas that have the yachts, the private jets. Esau has these exotic foods. He has the best steak. Matter of fact, here in Hillcrest, they have a shop. It's called Hocus, and that's where Esau shops at. He gets the best tomahawk steaks, the best water, alkaline water. Okay, non-GMO, 100% organic. These are examples, okay, of Esau's. What it says there in the scripture. We'll say it again.
how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Matter of fact, Psalms. I want to get Psalm 70, Psalm 73, where it goes into how the wicked prosper. Yeah, 73. You saw that one, where it says the envy of the enemy.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 1. Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
Yeah, and those who have a clean heart, a clean spirit, that's primarily speaking about the prophets, go ahead.
But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps have well nigh slipped.
Yeah.
For I was envious at that foolish.
And that's what happened to us brothers before we came into the truth. We had that envious spirit, okay, against who it says?
For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
So before coming into the truth, hey, we saw Esau, having his max credit cards, the 800, 900 score.
The cars, the houses, the jewelry, the designer clothes, the woman, traveling around the world.
See, Esau has the blessing going back to Genesis 25th chapter. Or 27th chapter. 27th chapter?
Yeah, the fat of the earth.
Yeah, so the fatness of the earth. And when you go to the word fatness, it goes into oil. And with oil, you're able to have the power to hold the resources. Okay?
The book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish.
Yeah, which is Esau. Esau is an example of the foolish.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands and they're dead. But their strength is firm.
Yeah, meaning they don't catch hell, man. Esau's able to, leave his kid, outside of his house without worrying about him.
Yeah,
Whereas Kate, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, like our mother, I know my mom, she's always concerned about, hey, where you at? What time are you coming back home?
Oh, yeah.
See that? And that's an example of the curses. Okay? So going back to Psalms, is that 73?
Yes.
Esau doesn't have that stress. He doesn't have that anxiety about his children because this is his kingdom. Yeah?
And you know what's funny? I'm sorry for that. But even though it's funny that there's this kingdom, they're the most people in the earth that they're fighting depression. Depression about what, man? This is your kingdom. You have everything.
Yeah.
How the hell can you fight? How can you be depressed? Like seriously, your people are not getting killed like our people, getting deported or becoming by bywords like our people. So how are you gonna be depressed, man?
Yeah. How can you be a homeless in your own kingdom?
Yeah, shooting up crack or heroin, man.
Yeah, you can shoot up crack, dog.
Yeah,
Ain't no shooting up. Ain't no
smoking
shooting up
or
crack.
I don't know, man. Smoking or shooting up.
You know you never dealt with drugs like that.
Not like that, okay.
Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're gonna have no homeless Jakes.
At all.
At all, man. Every Jake, every Israelite from the greatest to the least, okay, they're all gonna have a specific message.
And a mansion.
And that is
You might have a small mansion because you ain't do much, but you still gonna have a mansion in the kingdom.
you want to get the 24?
Oh,
Give that example? Cut it out. But before that's I told you, what was that, Acts 27?
yeah.
You always put that before this step in.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 10. And said, oh, full of subtlety, right? And all mischief.
Yeah, so Esau, he's a man of mischief, go ahead.
Thou child of the devil.
No, thy child of Yahawah.
Thou child of the devil.
So Esau is the child of the devil. Okay? The deceiver, go ahead.
Thou enemy of all righteousness.
What is Esau?
Thou enemy of all righteousness.
So Esau, he's an enemy of all righteousness. he opposes, okay, YAHAWASHI his laws, but it's
Wilt thou seek to pervert the right ways of Yahweh?
yeah, and there's an example of how Esau has perverted the right way of YAHAWASHI. Matter of fact, let's get an example of the right way, okay, the way of life. Give me the book of Psalms, 6th chapter, and the 23rd verse, where it says the commandment is the man. So Esau Edom has perverted, okay, the ways of YAHAWASHI, which are the commandments.
You want that?
Yeah, 6 and 23, for the commandment is the man.
Songs or Proverbs? Proverbs, right?
The water, yeah, the water.
Proverbs, right?
Proverbs, yeah, 6 and 23. I want to get to Luke 4:17. Luke 4:17.
The book,
Hey, brother, listen to this.
it's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 17. For what can I help you?
How can we help you?
For he that brought these plagues upon you.
Start at 17 again.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 17. For what can I help you?
So how can we help you, brothers? There we go.
Print out a house from the pipeline of the tunnels and install phone on the bearing of the circle on the tunnels where the water low, and the thermostat, the cold and hot to the departure unit to bring out home.
Okay,
House.
what's your nationality, bro?
All countries that welcome you on to the house, you know, where you can have life and be out, and you can have an airplane, you can learn at your own comfortable.
We'll help you out right now.
I would love to see how much would it take to reload and to print out each one of us houses.
Well, what's your nationality according to the Bible, bro? Can you see yourself on the sign? What's your nationality? Spanish. Oh, it's one get one of one. What's your nationality? Are you talking about bags, Latino, Native American? ¿De dónde es tu papá? Want to get Proverbs
Alien.
86?
It's 8th grader. It's
Alien?
it's like
What's your nationality, brother?
it's a shooting star.
You're so-called Mexican on the
on
other
my
side or
arm.
the other side?
It goes out lightning ball station.
American? Okay. French? French? And I also have okay. Want to get our First Chronicles, the 7th chapter, where it goes into the descendants of Issachar.
Not going to show get that. You're talking about
What is this? The
12,
mighty? Yeah,
20 and 12 or 12 and 20?
It's that one too, but there's another one in the 7th chapter where it says the sons of Issachar and the sons of Tola. So, brother, you being a so-called Mexican, the word Mexican, bro, goes back to the word Mexica. You know what Mexica means? It means anointed. So you have been anointed with the knowledge of the Heavenly Father. Okay, so you would be from the tribe of Issachar. The Shashtar in the Hebrew means he is hired. So you're hired to be a servant, first and foremost, in captivity, brother. Where do you work at?
I do water cooking.
Water cooking?
Water cooking, and then I do. I'm about to start selling weed.
Oh, saying what?
Selling weed.
Selling weed?
Yeah.
Like weed plants or like weed smoking? Okay.
Is that against the law?
We'll bring it out. We'll bring it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
First Chronicles 7.
Yeah, what?
And we're selling this one. And then the produce.
Are you guys doing this for like a certain church?
No, we are the
Turn
church.
out here, bro.
We part of the church.
Give me the one that says the Father Temple. The Father Temple. 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter.
We sure it's no seven?
Right here.
Alright,
So listen to this, bro.
this is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now, the sons of Issachar,
The son of Ruth.
the sons of Issachar,
They're those sons of Issachar, so-called Mexicans. Go ahead.
right, were Tola and Purha.
Okay, do you know what the word Tola means? The word Tola goes back to the word warm. A worm is a defenseless, creature.
Right,
Are you not defenseless, brother? In a way of saying, if oil was to break loose, he's going to come and help you. He's going to come and deliver you. Who? His name is YAHAWAH. Want to get Exodus 3 and 14? There's no E's in the ancient Hebrew, brothers. His name is YAHAWAH. Actually, what? Exodus 3 and 14. Remember Moses? Yeah. Okay, Moses, he received the vision for a burning bush. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get the example how in that burning bush, Moses received the name of the Heavenly Father. Exodus 3, 14.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse, what we said, 14?
Start at 13.
13? Verse 13. And Moses said unto YAHAWAH,
Unto who?
unto YAHAWAH,
Yahweh.
unto YAHAWAH,
YAHAWAH, which means he is, or he is infinite. So the infinite power is the one that gives you the wisdom and understanding to get saved, go ahead.
behold, when I come unto the children of Yasharallah,
Which is you, you're the children of YAHAWAH, Israel, go ahead.
and shall say unto them, YAHAWAH of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, what is his name?
What is his name? Right, go ahead.
What shall I say unto them?
So when Moses received the name of the Heavenly Father, he asked Yahweh, how many of the children of Israel your name? It's not YAHAWAH because when you pray to the Heavenly Father, you don't say, I am that I am, Lord.
Yeah,
Please forgive me.
right.
The word I am in the Hebrew is YAHAWAH. Well, it's actually Yahweh when you say he is.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm
that's
saying?
right. Just the bottom of it?
Yeah.
They shall say to me, and they shall say to me, what is his name?
What is his name? Go ahead.
What shall I say unto them?
Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, I am that I am.
I am that I am, which means he is.
He is this.
It's not I am as a literal being, because I don't pray for myself, right?
Right.
Remember?
And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Yasharallah, I am, has sent me unto you.
Okay, I want to get one more. Psalm 68, and the last two verses, Psalm 68 and 17. So now you got the understanding of the name of the Heavenly Father. What's his name? Yahweh. Beautiful, brother. Yahweh. Now Yahweh, he had his son, right? You heard about his son? Joshua. Okay, that's very close. That's very close.
I think you were trying to say Yahshua, right?
Joshua? Yahshua. Okay, that's close, brother.
That's close.
Now, in modern day times, when you study the history of, this is the devil that the Bible teaches. This devil, he added a J, okay, to the English, to the modern day language. There's no J in the Hebrew. There's an actual Y. Want to get Proverbs, Proverbs where it says 30 and 4, Proverbs 30 and 7. 30 and 7.
And if you don't want to get too wet, you can step a little closer, man.
Oh yeah, brother.
I'm not trying to do it with camera. All right,
Proverbs 30 and 7. What is his name? What is his name and what is his name? Yeah, for sure.
You want this?
Yeah. Go back to Exodus, Psalm 68 and 17. Matthew 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 4.
Oh, there's a mystery right here. Go ahead.
Who had ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who had gathered the wind in his fist? Who had bound the waters in the garment? Who had established all the ends of the earth?
So who has the power to establish all the ends of the earth? Who has that power? Beautiful. Go ahead.
What is his name?
What is his name?
And what is his son's name?
What is his son's name?
If thou can tell it.
Can you tell?
I keep on saying answer, but it's not that.
We're going to give it to you, brother. We're going to give you his real name. Matthew 1 and jot it down.
Yeah, you want 18 or you want 21? Straight to 21?
That's straight to the point. You remember Mary, right? Mary and Joseph. Okay, Joseph, that's
Joseph is so-called Jesus' dad.
yeah,
Right.
Jesus' dad, so-called Jesus. And then his mother is Mary, right?
Right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son,
Acts 26 and 15.
and thou shalt call his name YAHAWASHI.
Joshua.
YAHAWASHI.
Yahuwah.
YAHAWASHI.
Yahawashai. call upon the name of the Lord, you gotta call upon Yahawah, Wah, Wah in the Hebrew means man, Yahawashai. Means what, man?
God. For he shall save his people from their sin.
Oh, he shall save his people. The word he saves, that's where we get the word Yahawashai. And his people, that's you, bro. You are his people. You want to get the book of Acts?
I think it should be down here.
Yeah, this card is Shasha. Okay, want to go back to First Chronicles?
Yeah.
So first 7th chapter and first verse.
No, not that one.
You got it?
No, not that one.
Okay, got it. Oh, bring that one real quick. Yeah.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 26, verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me,
You heard about
saying,
Apostle Paul before? No more Apostle Paul is, right? Yeah, comforter. So that's the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a comforter. Apostle Paul, he was one of the disciples of Yahawashi that wrote over 12 epistles and letters in the Holy Scriptures.
Yeah.
Now, in this account in the book of Acts, before he was Paul, he was known as Saul. So Saul, he saw a great light in the heavens. Go ahead.
the book of Acts, chapter 26, verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue,
No, in the English tongue,
in the Hebrew
in
tongue,
the Spanish tongue,
In the Hebrew tongue.
in the Hebrew tongue. Go ahead.
Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Right?
It is hard for thee to kick against the prick.
And what did Saul say?
And I said, who art thou, Lord?
So Saul told the Lord, like, it's written in you, who are you? Go ahead.
Who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am YAHAWASHI.
No, I am Jesus.
I am
No,
Yahawashi.
I am Joshua.
I am Yahawashi.
I am Yahawashi, which means he saves or he delivers. You want to get that in Acts 4, where it says, he that calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
So what you're seeing right now, Shalakia, what you're seeing right now is the Holy Spirit. Right? This is the Holy Spirit right here, man. Ain't no way this brother's supposed to be going from here to there and here to there, showing you who you are and what's the names of the Most High and the Son. Now, I mean, no way it should be this fluent, man. But this is when the the Holy Spirit is really sitting with you, man. You want Acts what, 4?
Where it says, he that calls upon the name of the Lord. And we're going to ask you all the questions because you mentioned me, right? Yeah. So we're going to break it down.
You said Acts 4, right?
Yeah, Acts 4 and chapter 13, brother, where it says, and he that calls upon the name of the Lord.
Come. That's not it, bro.
Yeah, John 14, 6. You mentioned the Holy Spirit, right?
It's the book of John, chapter 14, verse 26. But the Comforter,
What is the Holy Spirit?
but the Comforter,
It's what comforts you.
which is the Holy Ghost,
Right, go
who
ahead.
the Father will send in my name, he should teach you all things.
So the Holy Spirit was going to teach you all things. It ain't going to teach you 90% of the truth, 95% is going to teach you all things, bro. So the Holy Spirit just taught you Yahawah and Yahawah have the two names. Yeah, bro.
And bring all things to your remembrance.
So you actually already knew the name of the Heavenly Father, bro. So you're coming back to the remembrance.
Hey, you mind putting that out right quick, out?
Oh yeah.
Please, you mind putting that out?
So when I get to the point, bro, to the point, bro, I know it's Acts.
Nah, but I think I'm close. You again, 17, right? 18.
That's the one, 18.
18?
Yeah, 18.
Come.
That's the one.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 18. And they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Yahawashi.
Yeah, so during the time of our forefathers, they spoke about Yahawashi. And a lot of people got offended because Yahawashi holds a lot of power in the name. Another word for Yahawashi means he is victory. You know what victory is, right? Victory, you heard about Nike? It's the Nike symbol. That's where you get the word victory, which means to win or to be prosperous.
To overcome.
Water to overcome. So the other meaning of Yahawashi is victory. You want to get the book of Psalms? But you gotta get the graphic book. On the graphic book, it does that statement. And you look good at it. Yeah. You know, or
No, you can't use it for your business.
right down the side.
Nah, I'm messing with you, bro.
Psalm is 58. Like where it says the victory, he has given us the victory. Want to get that in First Corinthians 1?
Yeah, got it.
Where it says, he that defiles thy temple.
Oh, I got that one already.
Oh, bring it out, yeah.
Bring it out.
And say, right, what we should retire. You're putting your back to right 30. So the right service, look for the one that says retired.
This is the book of First.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16.
Matter of fact, Salaki, hold that and get Romans 12 and 1. So that now that you know you're an Israelite, brother, you gotta repent. You know what repentance means? Alright. YAHAWASHI. Take your time. Take your time, brother. Hold that and get Matthew on Ezekiel 14, 14, 6. So now that you know you're an Israelite,
So is Jesus bad because it's like soup?
well, his name, when you break it down, the water, Jesus goes back to Zeus,
Yeah.
which
And
is
that's
an idol.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Yeah, because Zeus is only,
Only one God.
he was the god of thunder. But YAHAWASHI, he has is actually the power of.
Can I ask you guys a question? Can I bless you guys? I don't know if this is live or what it is, but
Yeah.
bless you guys? It's gonna go live.
Okay, no.
I don't know the verses. I'm not like super learned, okay? But I learned.
It's alright, bro.
And I think I don't know where it's 1 Samuel 4:16, 4:16, or somewhere around there. Where it says, "Look not on his countenance."
Yeah. You're supposed to get, we'll bring it out right now, bro. We'll bring it okay.
So when we come to like, don't look on his countenance, wouldn't that be? Let's not look at the physically of who you actually are, but let's look at the heart.
You're right about that, bro.
So that comes to the reality. So the reality would end up being countenance. Or even
You're speaking about when,
countenance is not that countenance is faithful.
yeah.
Anything matter, anything of physical.
Yeah, but what you mean is something about like the outer appearance.
Anything of the physical.
Yeah, the outer appearance.
God is within. Like space-time, as Einstein said, equal them to square. As things move through space, they gain mass. And if you go down the quantum realm, you got things that just pop up out of nowhere and they just fucking explode. Sorry, it's my language.
Yeah, no.
You got blue and red. You can go watch it Brian Green on YouTube. So blue and red go up, and they just explode like almost like good and evil going against each other and just exploding, right?
Brother.
Right? So this is the thing. If it goes down to within, into the spirit that you guys are speaking of, then we have nothing to do of this.
Okay, go to Ezekiel.
We have nothing to do of our ethnicity and our tribe. And that's died for. Because he died for that, right? He sacrificed for not fuck what we talk about black or white or Mexican or this. We talking about what's in our heart, right?
Yeah, we'll break it down, brother.
You made it from within, right?
Yeah, from within.
You were smoking on blunt earlier when you spoke to them, right?
Yes, sir.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
You're the temple of the Heavenly Father, your
And-
house.
and
Is
that
that
the-
true? Hold on, is that true or not?
Yes.
Okay, that's true. Go ahead.
And that the Spirit of God dwell in you?
Doesn't Yahweh go within you? Yahweh Bash Shai? Okay, go
If
ahead.
any man defile the temple of God,
That's only what comes out of my mouth.
Okay.
if any man defile the temple of God,
If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, what's going to happen?
him shall God destroy.
So the Lord can actually destroy you for defiling your temple, your spirit.
Yeah.
And how you defile your spirit is through what?
Smoking weed and tobacco.
Okay, we didn't survive it, brother.
I
You want to break that
thought
down for us?
it would be sin, no?
Let's start at
Sin.
Let's start at
Separation from God.
What is sin?
Sin is separation from God.
Give me 1 John 3 and 4. We're going to break it down, brother. We've got the answer for this, all right?
Okay, so if I already explained it to you guys,
Yeah.
sin is separation from God, right?
You don't have to go.
I agree. We can go from the Bible from the beginning. I give you the whole time and we can all just learn together because I guarantee you, if we're on the same side, there is somebody out there that's gonna fucking kill us, and I guarantee you that we gotta look up. And I guarantee you, if you don't listen to me, that we gotta get that shit going.
Yeah.
You understand?
Bring it out. What's that?
It's go time. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it's course time. It's go time.
Yeah,
First John,
right now.
you know that? You feel that? So no, let me give me the book, and I got you because I promise you, if it's of God and we're standing for God, I'll show you what we need to talk
It's
about.
the book of 1 John.
Of God, give it to me.
brother?
Alexander Dumas.
Alexander Dumas.
Dumas, leader of men, the dumbass leader of men. Yes,
All right,
sir.
all right, Alexander. So you mentioned how sin is the separation of God, right?
Yes.
Now, you're close. Now, let's see what the scripture says, brother.
I can go to the scripture and we can run it all the way backwards, forward, sideways, in a linear text. All the way we can go on to your, no, we can go on to your,
John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
Yes.
What
Were
is
you
sin?
born in sin or no? Were you born
Go
perfect?
ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
The natural
So
man.
sin is a transgression
The
of the law,
natural man
brother.
was born out of sin. You weren't born perfect like Christ. You were not Jesus Christ.
You heard that first time?
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Go ahead and say it
In
again.
the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4, whosoever committed sin,
So smoking weed is a sin, brother.
yes, transgressed also the law.
Yes. What?
Transgressed also the law.
You're transgressing the law right now, brother, by
Yes.
smoking.
And as of your
For
piercings,
sin
as
is
of
a
your
transgression
piercings,
of the law.
and as of your piercings, what do we talk about? Mutilation of the body, as of we talk about.
Sin is not a sin.
Yes, sin, we talk of that. And we do not want to talk about that, do we?
Alexander, listen.
Do we?
Alexander, listen.
Piercing of what?
We just brought it
The
up,
body?
brother.
I got one too, my nigga. Do you want to see it?
1 John 3 and 4. Transgression of the law is sin, brother.
Repent. I see you over there looking on the left, and you
Ecclesiastes-
look at me with disgrace. Repent, and I see you.
Ecclesiastes
You can
7:1.
come to me, and I'll give you my number.
We're not condemning you, brother. We're just giving you, okay, the examples
You
of what
see
sin
him?
is.
Repent
That's
of what?
just fake.
Repent of what?
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Repent
What about
of
Yahweh,
what?
brother?
Yahweh.
Repent of
Yahweh.
what?
Joshua.
Why are you telling
To
me?
the Jews first, then to the Gentiles. Jews get that shit first. We're not Mexicans.
Yes, brother, by
Jews,
demons, though.
Jews get it first. Nobody else. Jews first.
Yeah.
Jews, Gentiles, Church of God. Period. That's it.
What's your last name again, brother?
Jews, Gentiles, Church of God. Three groups recognized by God. That's it.
What's your last name
And
again?
tell me who you stand for.
Tomas. Alexander
And tell
Tomas.
me who you stand for.
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
Yahweh. Yahweh.
YAHAWASHI now.
Yahweh. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh.
So Alex, listen to this real
To
quick.
the Jews first. Jesus Christ to the Jews first.
Yeah, what is one?
Inshallah for the Muslims next.
The book of Ecclesiastes,
For the
chapter
sons of
5,
Abraham,
verse
period.
1.
You gotta listen.
For the sons of
Keep
Abraham,
thy
period.
foot when thou goest to the house of God.
So you gotta keep that foot when you come into the church.
Understand
brother.
that when I accept
And
to
be
go out
more
of the house,
ready to
when I go
hear
out of the house,
Be
I will
more
step out of the
ready to
house.
hear.
than to give the sacrifice of fools.
So you're giving out sacrifices to the fool, brother.
For they consider not that they do evil.
So you're doing evil, brother. You're doing evil speaking over other men. You're gonna say rats,
If you guys want to have a conversation off camera, we can have a real one.
So
I'm down with it.
So Alex, you gotta
I'll sit
repent,
right
brother.
here. Hey, I'll sit in the rain and wait till you're done with your fucking little silly game.
You're
and
a
talk
Hebrew
like a real
Israelite from
man.
the tribe of Issachar, most likely, brother.
Right, he burned
I'm a
up.
real man, and I'll sit on the ground and keep my reality in my head, and you can come talk to me as the real Christ.
Where it says,
You are not him, my
Matthew
nigga.
10, cast out devils. So Alex, you're an Israelite, brother, from the tribe of Issachar.
That's right.
His name is Yahawah, and his son's name is YAHAWASHI.
You are not him.
All right. What's that scripture where it says, "Tempt me not the Lord"? Matthew 4. Matthew 4. Sorry. Matthew 4th chapter. And so this brother Alex is doing, he's tempting the Lord. He's actually sitting in a crisscross position, getting ready to go to death, brother. That's an example of tempting the Lord. For him to start at war.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1.
Listen, brother Alex, listen.
Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
I'm on with three niggas. I'm down with
Tempted of the devil.
Oh, who's the devil? Go ahead.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40
If you
nights,
stand for God, then
he
just
was
like Elijah
after
and the prophets,
and
who's
hunger.
of God, send down fire.
And when
Let's
the
do it.
tempter came to
Who's of
him,
God, send down fire. Let's
the
do it. Like the
tempter
prophets of Baal and
came
Baal
to
or of God. Let's do
he
it.
said, if thou be the Son of
Let's do it. Like
God,
Elijah and the prophets,
command
let's
that
do
these
it.
stones be
Like
made
Elijah and the
bread.
prophets, let's do it.
But he
Like
answered
Elijah and
said,
the prophets,
it
let's
is
do it.
written,
Like
man
Elijah and the
shall
prophets,
not
let's
live
do
by
it.
bread
Like
alone,
Elijah and the prophets, let's
but
do
by
it.
every
Like Elijah
word
and the prophets, let's
Alex,
do it.
listen, you got.
Like Elijah and the prophets, let's do it.
that
Of Baal
proceed out
or
of
of
the mouth
God?
of God.
Of Baal or of God?
Then the devil take him up into the holy city and set on him in the pinnacles of the temple and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee,
Man, y'all gotta kick it up, man.
and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest any time thou dash thy foot against the stone. Jesus said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
What is Alex doing?
Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
So Alex is tempting the Lord, YAHAWAH now try, man. Okay, we're gonna get 2 Chronicles 36 and 16. And all that happened because of that week, man.
2 Chronicles.
2 Chronicles 36 and 16. Because when you smoke that weed, man, it attracts legions of demons, man.
Fine, that's right. It has lunacy in it. It fucks with the, my bad. It messes with the psychosis. It's the thing called psychosis, and that's what that marijuana, that green bug.
It opens portals for demons to start attacking you. And that's a living testament because So brother
was
Alex,
good.
he was good. Hey, how
No,
much
but
you
he was
good?
Earlier he came through and walked through Niagara Bowl, he was passing through smoking on the spot, then he was passing through here with a gallon of water. And then he came back and started talking to you.
As the spirits, man. Hey, when we get that to the comment, it also reminds me of when the time we talked to Bob. Okay, that one demon that said, where are you? Okay, who are these? Because these demons know who we are, man. They know we are the prophets that were out here to condemn this kingdom. Second Chronicles 36:16, Uncle Bashar.
You got it, right? This is the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 36 and verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of Yahawah.
So what was Alex doing?
They mocked the messengers of Yahawah.
Messengers are the prophets. So Alex and these other scoffers that come and try to go against YAHAWASHI, go ahead.
And despise his word.
And despise his words, go ahead.
And misuse his prophets.
So Alex has just used his prophets, and he's not taking advantage, okay, of the truth, of repentance, go ahead.
Until the wrath of Yahawah arose against his people.
So what's going to happen to Alex?
The wrath of Yahawah arose against his people.
So the wrath of the Heavenly Father man is going to fall on the fate of Alex, the tribe of Issachar. Let's see repent. We're going to get Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter.
Where there was no remedy.
Yeah, for what a word, because there's no remedy, meaning there's no protection, for his sins, because he went against the prophets.
Or no medicine.
Or no medicine, Ezekiel 3, bro, where he goes into when the righteous turn from the righteousness. And that's how we know we're at the end, man, because even in the book of Timothy it says that in the last days there shall be scoffers. There's also going to be, I remember that.
This right here?
Yeah, that's the one.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 18. And when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
So two sorts of our people, they're an example of the wicked. Go ahead.
And thou givest him not warning.
So, hey, we're actually giving Alex warning. Go ahead.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way.
So our job as prophets is to come out here and tell our people their wicked ways. For example, smoking weed, that's an example of wickedness. Go ahead.
To save his life.
Yeah, so we're out here to try to save lives. Hold that real quick, bro. Proverbs 22 and 30. Go ahead, Arjun.
Salaki. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity,
Go ahead.
but his blood will I require at thine hand.
Yeah, so if you don't warn our people about the sins, and the blood's going to be on our hands. But on the other hand, we're going to get it's still going. Yeah, go.
Verse 19. Verse 19. That if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness.
So, an example, the wicked, because if you're smoking weed, man, you're wicked, man. Okay?
Hey, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah? There's no ifs or buts, man, like the brother said. Go ahead.
Nor from his wicked way, he shall die. And
what?
he shall die.
He shall live.
He shall die.
He shall die, man, if you don't repent from your sins. Go ahead.
In his iniquity.
And his iniquity. Smoking weed, that's an iniquity. Eating pork, another iniquity. Go ahead.
But thou hast delivered thy soul.
So the blood is over our hands, man, from Alex. Alex, what was his last name again? Dumas.
Alex, get up the block.
Yeah, Alex, get off the block, man. Get off the block, man. Let's get one more example, bro. Matthew 10, I think that's 13, where it says, I give you power to tear down serpents. Son of bro was covered for the wind souls.
Oh, the wind souls.
Yeah, he's typing wind souls. That's in Proverbs.
Matthew be 10 and what you
Yeah,
want.
it should be 10 around like 13, brother.
Alright,
Where it says, goes into, I give you power to tear down scorpions and serpents. And these names like serpents, it's not a literal serpent or scorpion. These are all symbolisms, okay, or attributes of our people, 2/3 of our people, because they walk with a venomous mindset. It's a problem.
Right here.
Proverbs, just type in Proverbs and then type in wind sows. What you got, brother?
16.
Yeah, where it says,
You know what I see you forth as in the midst of old serpent. No, that's why.
it's in the same, I'll get it, brother. I'll get it real quick. But we're going to bring out another scripture that says, Proverbs 22, how we're actually out here as well to fish man and to win souls. We're out here to win souls to the kingdom back to YAHAWASHI. That's S-O-D, yeah, and the one for 11 and 30.
I thought you were talking about soul, like you sold it.
Okay, bro, souls.
It's not coming out.
Yeah. It sounds like deer and deer.
Yeah.
No.
All right, this
He
is
act like we not Israel. Like Israel don't have a speaking problem.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what's wrong with,
I was
what's wrong with this guy?
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 30.
Yeah.
The fruit of the righteous is the tree of life.
So the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life. So what we're doing out here is the mighty work. Okay, we're establishing this displaying the fruit of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And he that winneth souls is wise.
So it's very wise to come out here in the highways and hedges and try to win souls to bring them back to YAHAWASHI now time, man. Want to get Ezekiel 14 and 6. And that's how you know we're Israel, man, because Israel has always stopped and marked the prophets since the times of Moses, even before that,
Noah.
during the times of Noah. They mocked him. Okay, he was known as a conspiracy theorist until it started to rain, bro. Go ahead.
14.
Yeah, 14 and 6.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 6. Therefore say unto the house of Israel,
Yeah, so we're out here to tell the house of Israel, go ahead.
thus say the Lord
Thus
God,
saith the Lord God, go ahead, YAHAWASHI now time.
repent and turn yourself from your idols,
Hey, you hear that, brother? You gotta repent and turn yourself from all your idols. Go ahead.
and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
No, go ahead.
For every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourned in Israel, which separate himself from me, and set up his idols in his heart.
And that's what the brother Alex, he was mentioning, how sin is separating from the Heavenly Father. And that's facts, but the actual meaning of sin, 1 John 3 and 4, breaking the law, taking the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And put it the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and come into a prophet to inquire of him concerning me.
And wasn't he inquiring with the prophet? Go ahead.
I, the Lord, will answer him by myself.
So we're trying to answer the brother's questions, but he's not humbling down. Like you brought out in Ecclesiastes 5th chapter, right? 2 years, 1 mouth. This and more speak less.
Hey man, sharper than a two-edged sword. Brother was bleeding out, man.
He was bleeding, man.
We couldn't get any more before he died. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and that's facts, bro.
He was bleeding
He
out.
started
man.
mentioning Albert Einstein and then Wolfram. He was all over the place, man.
Started bleeding.
He started bleeding.
It's like, they got some movies where they where they slowly just put the knife right there, and then just watch it just pass away, right? That's how that brother was leaking out, and you could see it building up in him. The demons just was like, boom.
Want to
You
get
know
that
what I mean?
allegiance? Want to get that allegiance?
Man, lunacy, man.
Lunacy and lunatic.
It's in there. The lunatic, you about to call it out right now. I got to preach that though.
I'll get it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse. I'm going to start at 19.
All right, bring it up.
And it says, he shall not strive nor cry, neither shall a man hear his voice in the street. A bruised reed shall he not break, and smoke flax shall he not quench. Right? Till he send forth judgment unto victory. So yeah, we out here speaking the word in the street, right? And it burnt the brother up, man. He was like flax that could not be quenched, right? And then on the second note, you feel what I'm saying? And also we in the street, but it says, until he send forth judgment unto his victory. That brother has to now watch out for judgment, man. You get judged for playing with the prophets, man. For going against YAHAWASHI, man. Because all we was doing was speaking the words of life.
So the words of the Heavenly Father.
You know what I mean?
I wanna back you up on that, bro. Wanna get Luke chapter 2.
Luke 2
And Luke 2 and Luke 2 and 33 on down to 35. Yeah, bring it out.
It's the book of Mark, chapter
Yeah,
5,
definitely.
verse 7.
Definitely.
And cry with a loud voice.
Want to
and
start
say-
2 verses before that?
Okay.
Rashad?
I'll get started from the beginning.
Come on.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 1. And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of Gadareans. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit.
Yeah, that's what the brother was mentioning earlier, that lunatic spirit. When you go to that word, lunatic, that goes back to the Greek word, a psychic, which is your mind. A crazy ass mind.
Who had his dwellings among the tombs, and no man could bind him.
You
No,
can only imagine, bro, it was an actual demon with chains around his neck, his hands, his feet. Right? Go ahead.
no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him.
And I remember, bro, during the time of Mark, that was during some of the Roman Empire. And the Romans, they actually used, iron, like the iron chains, and those are strong elements, man.
And heavy.
Yeah, and heavy chains, man.
And the fetters broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. God damn.
He was
Cutting his veins.
He was cut.
Yeah.
But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him. And
So when that lunatic, when you saw Yahawashi, what happened?
he cried with a loud voice and said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God?
And what the brother was saying? Let's get back to the apostles and blah blah blah. You know, trying to fight, man. We're not in that spirit. We're not in that spirit, man. Cause you know what would happen if we did get off on you, bro?
Yeah,
you might have died. You feel what I'm saying? You for sure gonna be knocked out because we got angels right here. You know what I mean? That's why he better be praying while he walking,
You
man.
better be praying and repenting. Take out the Holy Spirit from you. Psalm 51 chapter. Go
I
ahead.
adjure thee by God that thou torment me not.
Yeah, so that the lunatic, he was actually inquiring to Yahawashi to take away the spirit of craziness, man. Go ahead.
For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And
That was the same thing with the weed demon right here. I pray thee, don't take away this weed demon from me. That's why he started going in the uproar. Because I asked him to politely put out the blood. And then that's when the spirit got stirred up. Yeah, God. But that was that same demon. That was that same demon. Read that demon again, huh?
For he said unto him, Come out of the mount, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he answered, saying, My name is Legion.
Real quick, want to break it down. That word legion, it actually goes into more than 2,000 soldiers.
12,000, right?
Or
I
12,000.
think it's 12,000.
So that's a lot of demons on the actual spirit. Man.
For we are many.
For we are what?
For we are many.
For we are many. Okay? Yeah, and that's the example, that's the living testament of this previous Israelites. Okay, what you got, bro?
I'm waiting on that. That
Okay,
still got more on there.
Okay, Con, bring
And
it
he
up.
besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country.
That was the weed demon.
Man.
That was the weed demon. You're not gonna take away this weed from me. That's why all the other demons came out. Like, you're not gonna save this Israelite from my grasp, man. That was a weed demon, man. That same demon that was just right there was right there, bro.
Bro, like if you notice too, like as soon as you start rebuking him,
Yeah, come.
he ended up in the street, pissed off,
Sitting
applesauce,
down,
bro.
sitting
Sitting
down.
down in the fucking wet ass rain, almost covering him over, staring at us, brother.
And that was the same way as this demon. He was like, please don't cast us out. Keep reading.
That's heavy.
Now there was there nigh
Same
unto
way.
the mountain a great herd of swine feeding, and all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine. that we
Like
may.
it. He said, I'm going to sit out here until y'all get done. That's the same thing. That demon was on him, man.
Hey, that's facts.
And all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine that we may enter into them.
I'm going to sit here until y'all ready to deal with me, right?
And for which Jesus gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine.
We end up bringing out more precepts.
Yeah.
The brother did.
Yeah, that's facts.
And the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea.
That's what he did. Right? And he looked. He was bugging, yeah.
He started dipping, bro. Hey, low-key, he went like that too.
I was waiting on him to do that too, huh?
Nah, it's all good.
Man, I was waiting on him to do that.
There were about 2,000 and were choked in the sea.
Damn, bro.
I don't know if it was 2,000 swine or spirit.
The spirit.
Oh,
Yeah, the spirit.
Man, he was beaming up, man.
Hey, but that's the living testament. We're actually testifying against the Lord about these events, man. You thought that, bro? Was that Luke 2?
Yeah, Luke 2 and 30.
Yeah, just to back you up, because you mentioned about Hebrews 4 and 12, the word of YAHAWAH. It's pretty powerful to back you up on that.
Luke, Colossians.
You can start where it says Joseph, I think that's verse 33. Joseph and Mary.
Oh, damn.
Joseph and Mary. Luke 2
And 33.
33.
Yep.
That's, yep.
On down to 35.
Time. This is the book of Luke, chapter 2, and verse 33. And Joseph and his mother marveled at those things which were spoken of him.
Yeah, because YAHAWASHI, at 12 years old, he was figuring out the wisdom of the Heavenly Father, man. Go ahead. And they were amazed at his teachings. Go ahead.
Time. And Simon blessed them and said unto Mary his mother, Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel.
So YAHAWASHI being the word is gonna throw down and uproot a lot of our people from the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And for a sign which shall be spoken against,
Which is happening now. Okay, go ahead.
yea, a sword shall be pierced through thy own soul.
So what happened to Alex earlier? A sword was pierced into him. Go ahead.
A sword, there, I want to read that again. Yea, a sword shall be pierced through thy soul also.
And that's a spiritual sword. Go ahead.
That the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed.
So this truth reveals the thoughts and intents of people, man.
That was cold.
At first, Alex, you came humbly, asking about who YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI.
That was probably a demon too, man.
Yeah.
Demons come through. Look at the so-called white man.
I'll bring it on
Like that.
Oh, no wonder when you say, what's your name? Alexander Dumas?
No, first he said Alexander. How he said it at first?
I said Alexander. That's how he started out.
So
He
pretty much,
said Alexander something after that. It wasn't his last name.
because when you kept saying Dumas,
No.
like,
Is it something else?
No, he said something else. He said something else
Maybe
off.
he got it in the spirit.
He said something else off. I forget what he said, but you're going to see it on the video.
but I heard Alexander
Highlight it.
Dumas.
Whenever you see it, highlight it.
Yeah, it got me like tripping out because like Alexander Dumas, I know that name, I heard that name, it's the guy that wrote the Too Much Theater. But he was not white, he was like a brother.
Okay, that's how I understood his real name.
Yeah. So he was named Alexander Dumas.
When it gets 2 Corinthians 11 and 14, because the brother mentioned how, at times, the demons know the name of the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. They'll humble themselves. But at times, they'll disguise themselves as the angel of light. So really, they're demons, man, trying to sort of strike attention upon, the prophets. 11 and 14, yeah, 11 and 14, yeah.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
See, so even Shaitan, he comes in different forms. Okay, he might come in the form of Issachar, in the form of Ephraim, Zebulon. He might come in the form of Elon. Okay, these are the powers for the Ephesians 6 chapter. That's the power of Shaitan, man. The high principalities and powers of the abyss. You got a picture there?
Not yet.
Ephesians 6 and 10. And you had a picture earlier, I remember it was Matthew 10, where it says in the midst of wolves. Because right now these are the spirits trying the
That does go a little bit.
So we gotta come out here, man. We get tried by the demons. We're gonna try against them with these lips.
And we gotta be like sheep. Right, and we gotta be like sheep.
Look like from that video from that brother and story that Jason King
That's
Thompson with
DMS, yeah, DMS.
Back up, man! Back up, man! I was like, yo.
That was one of the elders up there. That was one of the elders.
All right, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
Yeah, so when you come out to the higher magic, you gotta be strong in the Lord. You gotta be courageous. And hold that, Joshua 1 and 8. Joshua 1 and 8.
I know.
The Lord commanded to come out here and be courageous, man. Be in the Rakakodash. Be bold as a lion.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage.
So the Lord commanded us to be strong and of good courage, man. When you're coming out here, you can't come out with that, always me spirit. Always me spirit. Hey, Shalom, Yahawah. Hey, at times sometimes you gotta raise your voice. Okay, you gotta use that. You gotta use that balance.
I had to raise my voice when I was drinking shower. It was the first time I raised my voice.
Hey, you really don't get loud like that.
Yeah.
I was like, the car really want to punch him. That's what's really going on. But so he don't punch him, he raised his voice. And man, it was crazy because that's what made him start buckling. That's what made that demon really start buckling and coming out of there, man. Once them voices got raised, he realized we not the Christians. You know, we ain't no Christians up here, man. Yeah, we not Christianity up here.
And what justifies us to bring the voice out very, very loud is Isaiah 58:1.
Isaiah 58:1, man.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest.
Spirit wars against the flesh. Yeah, go back to Ephesians, bro.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God.
No, just put on half the armor of Yahawah.
Put on the
whole armor of God.
You gotta put the whole armor, man. Hey, when you go to war, bro, like, examples like the movie Troy with Brad Pitt. He went to war without, his full armor. No, he had his shield, he had his sword,
helmet,
shin guards, his helmet. Okay.
And I saw that when he fought against Hector, how that skin protecting him.
Yeah.
When he cut him off, he like, whoa, that's clean. Okay. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wildness of the devil.
And that's why we have to keep the law.
You gotta keep the law, right? And you gotta watch in wisdom. Before that, I got that picture.
This is the book of Galatians, right? Chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, right? The brother, just like me, I really wanted to pop him in the mouth, right? But instead of doing that, the spirit arose over the flesh, right? And the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Now they put you in the face.
Yeah, like put you in the face.
Because we love the brother, man. We love the brother, man. And that's why I said the armor of God. Bien. Like I was saying, damn, he made me lose it.
Oh, you want to read it again? So
Yeah, come. This is the book of damn. I was in Galatians, right?
Yeah, Galatians
5 and 17.
Trying to think of it's like coming up.
You got me, man. All right. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things ye would. Like he was saying, like act on that motion. And then because of the brotherly love, we have to have patience and endurance with our brothers, man. That's not what I was gonna say, but that's where we at now. You feel what I'm saying? Having the patience not to really get on the brother physically, but spiritually. We'll just keep on cutting you with the scriptures, man, until you get it. Let me get that in Matthew for you. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Yeah, we're the sheep and the wolves that's two-thirds of our people, and God will lead us.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
So when we come out here, we gotta be wise as a serpent, go ahead.
And harmless as a dove.
So
But beware of men.
wait, so like it says, be harmless as a dove, because a dove is symbolism of peace.
Peace, man.
And we're Jerusalem, we're a people of peace, man. Be at peace with many. Be at peace even with your enemies.
That's true.
Even in our old days, when our forefathers were coming and conquering the land, what we used to do, we'll give you the hand, give you peace. But if you don't want to give us peace, all right, we'll go get our swords and go to war against you.
That's true. Like when we were trying to go through Edom, and Edom told us no. We sent a messenger to Edom like, hey, look, we gonna pass through. We don't need anything from you, but we just want to travel right through you so we can get to the next city.
What did they do? They gave us a finger like, nah, you can't pass
Nah,
through
you
here.
can't pass through here. So now,
Trying to pass through Moab.
Now-
Then Moab wanted to war with us.
yeah, and now we going to war, man.
We're gonna get 1 Samuel 16 and 14, back you up on that. Come in peace.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10.
13 and 4. 16 and 4.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare
Are not carnal.
are not carnal.
Yeah, so we're not here to be carnal, man. We're out here to be spiritual to the best of our ability. But when it's time to,
Get there.
throw down with Jake or even Esau, hey, if the Lord permits, but now we gotta use wisdom.
That's right.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Read that again.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God.
But what?
Mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imagination.
You don't even got a comment on that.
Yeah.
It's mighty through YAHAWAH, man.
And examples of strongholds are just the different doctrines. So the people that we deal with.
He said, it's not what goes into my mouth.
Yeah.
That's food, man. That's a stronghold.
Yeah.
That's a stronghold that we're fighting against, man. It's not what goes into my mouth that defiles me, but what comes out. Brother, that's talking about food. It did not say weed, right? And if it did, it's saying eating it, right? If it was, it's talking about food, not consumption in smoke and inhaling, man. You understand what I'm saying? But that's exactly what you were talking about, the stronghold. That was the stronghold. Acts 10 and 10. Right?
So you want me to bring it out or what?
We'll finish it off where it says casting the imagination.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. Casting down imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God.
I want to break it down because where it says casting down imagination, when you break down the word imagination, and what's like the word economies, which means a demon. Casting out demons. Go ahead.
God.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Yeah, so we're out here to hold the strongholds, okay, and defeat them, in other words.
And having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Man, hey, that's a powerful couple verses, man. God, really.
From 10, chapter 10, from 4 to 6.
So in summary, we're out here in a spiritual warfare. We're going to go back to Ephesians 6.
I got that in Samuel.
Yeah, bring it out. So you better being that peak.
You said 1 Samuel 16:4, right?
Yeah.
And Samuel did that which Yahweh spake,
Yep.
and came to Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
Oh, Salakia.
In the Hebrew, YAHAWAH, which means the house of bread.
Bethlehem.
Yep.
And the elders of the town trembled at his coming.
Yeah, because the elders knew every
this
time
was funny.
a prophet came on the scene, either all hell's about to break loose or it's going to come in peace.
God.
All right?
God.
Go ahead.
And said, comest thou peacefully?
Right? now that was a time. That was the time of Samuel.
Oh man,
That was during the time of Samuel. He came in peace, but now we're gonna get Luke chapter 12.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
And he came up as a babe
Yeah.
under a mighty prophet, man,
Yeah.
Eli, right?
Right.
And this story, man, from this story from with Eli and Samuel from chapter 1 to chapter 7 goes hard, bro. Like you see how the Most High was working, man. He punished him. He punished Eli and told Eli, I'm gonna have a man rule over you that you drafted into your own house. And he was talking about Samuel, right? And he smote Eli with blindness and then rose Samuel up because his two sons was off.
Yeah,
That
that's
was-
the second chapter.
That was whoremongering, right?
They were also getting the best part of the meat sacrifice.
Time. And it was nuts, man. And he said, and just to hurt him, he said, I'm gonna raise up this man that's in your house just to consume your eyes. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so you hurt, you vexed because you raised this kid that's not your seed, that's gonna be mightier than you. You know what I mean? And over you in your own house.
Someone wear him down.
Time for not training his kids in which way to go.
Well, he actually, even though he heard what he was doing, he didn't like rebuke him that hard. He just like, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
He beat the crap out of him.
Time.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, and verse 4. And Samuel did that which Yahweh spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peacefully? And he said, peacefully I am come to sacrifice unto Yahweh.
Now that was the time of Samuel, but now the time of YAHAWASHI, you want to bring it up?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth.
Yeah, so YAHAWASHI ain't gonna come back, with kisses and rainbows and hugs. Go ahead.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
See, the Lord's gonna start saying the sword upon Babylon the Great. When we get Ezekiel, the 21st chapter, you start at 10 where it says the sword is sharpened. 21 and 10.
Yeah,
Yep, I'll bring it up. So the sword of the Heavenly Father, that's Esau Edom.
this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord.
So say it, who?
Thus saith the Lord.
We're out here to prophesy, thus say the Lord what?
Say, a sword, is sharpened and also fervent. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter.
So now one of the first attributes of Esau's blessing was what? The sword. We got examples of his tongue, Psalms 143. His technology as an example of the sword, but ultimately that sword is a nuclear destruction. Nuclear weapon. Go ahead.
It is fervent that it may glitter.
That it may glitter. Go ahead.
Shoot.
He purified, man, he purified the crap out that thing, man. Polished all that, man.
Shall we then make burnt?
Yeah, are we gonna be in that hardy spirit? Go ahead.
A contentment, the rod of my son as every tree, and he had given it to be fervent, that it may be handled. this sword is sharpened and it is fervent to give it into the hand of the slayer.
And that slayer is Esau. Want to get Isaiah 54 and 16?
You want a Revelation?
Yeah, bring that one out.
I'll bring that one.
Yeah,
Say
but
what?
Isaiah 54, 16.
He said 6 and
You can start at
6
1.
and 3, right? Time. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne
Which is YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
a book written within on the backside, sealed with 7 seals.
Which is the Holy Scriptures. Go ahead.
And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book?
Is that 6 and 1, bro? 6 and 1?
Oh, Salakia, but that ain't
That's a beautiful preacher.
golly, my bad, bro.
Bring it out.
Finish it off. My bad, bro, man.
Finish it off. Finish off that
Dang,
verse.
that was powerful.
Yeah, bring it
My
out.
bad, bro.
Now bring
By
it
the
out.
Spirit, man.
Out of spirit, bro. Out of spirit.
Time. Who is worthy to open the book
Yeah, so who is worthy to understand the Scriptures? Go ahead.
and to loose the seals thereof?
Yeah, because there was a time when, before 1970, during the time of, one with Abu Davis, the history of how we woke up, no one on this earth was able to open up the Scriptures and understand prophecy.
It was locked.
It was locked.
It was locked. Like it said in Ezekiel.
Time.
And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under earth, was able to open the book,
So who?
neither to look thereon.
Yep.
And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open
Yeah, go ahead.
and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders say unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah,
The Lion of the tribe of Judah that's speaking about YAHAWASHI.
the root of David, has prevailed to open the book
Yep.
and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
And 7, that's symbolism to a complete number of books. That's
right.
The Holy Scriptures, which is ultimately prophecy, man.
That's right.
Let's get to the point, Revelation 6 and 3.
No, praise.
Going back to Ezekiel 31.
You want to start at 1?
Yeah, YAHAWASHI 1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 from the top. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 hosts, one of the 4 beasts, saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse.
That white is symbolism to purity and innocence, right? Which is YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
Time. And he that sat on him had a bow, right? And a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse.
So after the vision that John the Revelator saw, he saw a white horse. Now he saw a red horse. Now let's see the symbolism of this horse. Go ahead.
God, that was red.
That was white.
That was red.
That was red. And didn't Esau Edom, wasn't he born red? All over. Like a hairy garment. Red is symbolism to what? Danger, bloodshed.
That's right.
Death. Go ahead.
Salakia. And power was given to him
And what was that power that was given unto him? Go ahead.
that sat thereupon to take peace from the earth.
And real quick, bro, when you go to there's a airplane station. Is that how you call it? Or terminal? I mean, when you go to like
Oh yeah, airport station. I think
Airport,
like
what?
the Denver one.
in Denver Airport, bro, they have a portal where it's Esau Edom dressed as a fucking modern day female soldier. He has a sword on his right hand, sitting on a horse, and there's a dove. That dove is symbolizing peace.
Yeah,
Peace in the earth. And then on his helmet, he has an eagle around it.
Oh man.
Symbolism to Esau.
Yeah,
Well,
Khan.
actually, it represents
Man.
like if he's a Nazi person with a
Yeah.
gas mask and the sword is from every, and then inside the sword is like a lot of people that died. and stuff like that.
But on the bottom,
Oh my
on the
God.
bottom of Esau, bro, you see there's a Israelite woman,
Yeah.
like a Native American woman laying down with special body to Israel.
Khan.
Israel's like a company woman. So that symbolism that goes back to Denver Airport.
Khan.
So
Khan.
the red horse,
See that one?
that's
It's
Esau.
like this,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like-
Khan. That's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
that picture
And
was
put it in your face.
I think they also even put a gargoyle right there, statue that can talk to humans, bro.
That's
That's how
man,
demon
that's,
it is,
man,
demonic, man.
that's crazy, man. And that's what he did, man. He took peace, man. And it was nothing but the Most High will, man. The Most High will allowed them to take peace from the earth, man. That's why the scriptures say, when the wicked rule, the people mourn.
Sure.
But when the righteous, the world is at peace, right? The earth is at peace.
You want to read that one more time, bro? For sure.
Time. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
See that? You say peace in the earth. That's what it is there, bro.
Oh man.
The dove symbolize to peace, the sword, and that notch is symbolize to Esau. And
Huh.
on the bottom, you see this guy.
That's man. That's wicked.
You got the ancient sword, and then you got the modern sword. The dove, peace from the earth,
Damn, and then you see Israel, man.
and for just slaughter right there.
Just man and scared.
Slaughter. Want to finish it off, bro?
Huh. And they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Which is his blessing now. Another thing, bro, in the front of the airport, there's the actual horse with red eyes.
Man,
That's that horse in Revelation, the 6th chapter, the 3rd verse, man.
man.
I think Beyonce also came out in 4 different horses and posters.
Oh, yeah, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Man.
Yeah, so hey, that's the symbolism that the Lord is showing his prophets. Want to get that in Isaiah 54 and 16? Yeah, I got it.
That's crazy, y'all. That done threw my brain in a little loop, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy,
This is
man.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
And now that's spiritual, bro, because there's a movie called The Matrix, and there's a scene where you have Agent Smith. Now, Smith, in Spanish is un herrero, which he's responsible to create, weapons of war and things of that nature. But it's spiritual because there's an actual scene where it's like a BMW, a black car. Behind the license plate, it says Isaiah 54:16. And that's a precept that goes into Agent Smith with the nuclear weapons. Bring it out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
So during Jacob's trouble, when all hell break loose, no weapon that is from against us will not prosper. Okay?
And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn.
See, and that's weird, bro, because every time there's an opposition trying to stop the work from coming out, want to read that one more time?
And every tongue that shall rise against thee.
So every tongue, every doctrine that tries to rise against the spirit of Yahawah doctrine, now try what's going to happen to
In
us.
judgment thou shalt condemn.
So we condemn it. Go ahead.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord.
So that is our legacy, man. Our legacy was that during the ancient times, whenever there was a major destruction that Yahawashi was going to overcome or display on earth, he always sends his prophets first. Go ahead.
And the righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
You got a picture of it? You want to bring that one in Acts 10 and 10? Go ahead.
You want to talk about it, huh?
Yeah, you had it on deck, right? Acts 10 and 10.
That was for that food.
Oh, okay, kind.
Yeah, that was for the
Yeah,
what you were trying to say, the belly. Yeah.
Coming out,
If you want to go through that.
nah, well, you want to get that right? You got one that says right? Yeah.
30. I think you wanted 30. Didn't I bring it out? I think it was.
I was into when it goes into the diet, the eating diet, I started putting in right 30 and 25.
25?
Yeah.
Con.
Jake, earlier he was talking about, smoking, smoke weed, and then I was gonna bring out this scripture that goes into your diet. So your lifestyle, you gotta change your lifestyle.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet.
See that? So if you have a cheerful mind that works hard in the evil job, a mind and spirit, you'll be cheerful by your diet. Real quick, want to go to the etymology of the word diets? Type it in.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 15. Health and good state of body are above our goal, and strong body above infinite wealth.
Yeah, strong body. Even in the book of 1 Timothy, it says, for bodily exercise profits a little. It profits a little, but it's still something. It's like we encourage brothers and sisters to work out. Push ups, go for your run, sit ups.
That's part of the spirit. That's part of the spirit. Because if you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel worthless when you look at yourself in the mirror, how you gonna be a righteous brother or sister in the truth when you're thinking of yourself so lowly, man? Now you're battling with depression and things like that because you're overweight. You know what I mean? Or you don't look as good as you used to. So it's a spiritual thing too to take care of your body. That's why Sirach was spoken and written. You feel what I'm saying? I got another precept before we go on.
So real quick, bro, because you mentioned about having a low self-esteem, because when you actually work out, your body's in shape, it actually gives you confidence. It actually gives you space.
And that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact, man.
It's not that when you work out, your brain is chemicals.
That endorphins, dopamine, different chemicals. Oxytocin too. So it makes you bold. It makes you courageous. Don't think that our people were sitting there not doing nothing to get strong, man. They had to carry 120 pounds, maybe, or more of armor to go to war. So they had to practice with other things before it was even war. Or you gonna get all them pounds on you and break out. You know what I mean? So we had to be strong in them days.
Yeah, because even Queen Sheba, when she went to King Solomon, she saw all her men having their dressed up and all that.
Before we go on, let me get one more precept. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 16. Eat as becometh a man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated. Right? So it says, Sirach 30 and 16. Eat as becometh a man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated. So when you eat, make sure you don't overeat. Because if you eat and you eat up everything in the crib, I don't know about y'all, but in the so-called black community, in the Judite community, when people come to the crib, they eat everything up, bring some goat flesh, and they leave nothing else for nobody else. So guess what the women do when they leave? Hey man, all they want to do over here is come smoke weed and eat up all the food, right? So make sure when you eat, you don't devour things when you eat, man. Eat patiently, take your time. It's something that I had to learn after being indoctrinated from jail. You know what I mean? How to slow down when I eat, man.
You're more disciplined.
Yeah, time.
There's a principle of Sirach saying that you shouldn't be the first one to grab out of the table when you're invited somewhere. That principle goes to when you were saying how, when you go to people's house, don't try to eat everything up.
You got to be patient.
I want to read that one more time where it says the vegan diet, the word diet. I want to focus on that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet.
Now let's go to the word diet, the etymology of the meaning of diet. Go ahead.
Diet, 1200. Regular food from Old French, dieta. Diet. From medieval Latin, dieta. Parliamentary assembly also. A day's work. Daily food allowance, food. From Latin, dieta. Prescribed way of life.
A what?
Prescribed way of life.
So the word diet goes back to the word a way of life. You want to get Proverbs 6 and 23, a way of life. So a diet is not just about what you consume, eating food, water. What a diet is a way of life. It's a disciplined mindset. Like you gave me examples, working out. Okay, like they say in the world, discipline starts in the house. Cleaning your room, making your bed, brushing your teeth, taking showers, hygiene. These are small examples of what diet means. 6 and 23. Where it says a way of life, because that goes back to the word diet.
You wanted 37 and 25, or you wanted 35 and 37?
37 and 25 on down to 27. You guys go up on the appetite.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 25. The days of the life of a man may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable. A wise man shall inherit glory among his people, and his name shall be perpetual. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what evil for it. Salakia. And see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. Kind. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither has every soul pleasure in everything. Be not be not unstable in thy diety. Be not unstable in any diety. How you say that word? Am I saying that word? Danting. Danting right here. Right here. Danting. Con. 29. Be not unstable in any dancing thing, nor too greedy upon meat.
The banquet for being greedy upon meat.
Yeah, con. Let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Stick to one thing. Calm down, bro.
Now, you can do that once in a while.
Yeah, a feast day. Every new move.
Doing it daily, man, that's an example of discipline.
Yeah, con. Gluttony. They got more on that if you want to get that last one. Con. Nor greedy upon meat.
Yes.
For excess of meat,
Excess of food, excess of consumption,
bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn unto choler. Right, you want more on that?
I want to hear Rag 37 and 28 and 27. My child, as you go through life, keep your appetite under control.
Do what?
Keep your appetite under control, and don't eat anything that you know is bad for you. All food doesn't agree with everyone, and everyone doesn't like the same kinds of food.
I need to stop eating candy, man. I just ate candy last night.
Right.
That just cut me, man. That cut me. I just ate some Sour Patches last night, man.
Verse 29, don't feel that you just have to have all sorts of fancy food. And don't be a glutton over any food.
You don't have to eat lamb every day, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotta have different have on Monday, maybe on some tacos de carne asada.
God.
If you eat too much, you'll get sick. If you do it all the time, you'll always have stomach problems.
Now you got what the things called? Not steroids. No,
Hernias?
ulcers. Now you got stomach ulcers because you done ate so much for so long Now you're bleeding out the rectum. You know what I mean? Things of that sort. Because you can't never stop eating, man. Grease on grease on grease on grease. Mucus on mucus on mucus. Man, fast for once. Purify your cells, man. You know what I mean?
31. Gluttony has been the death of many people. Avoid it and live longer. That's an example of a disciplined mindset.
And when it says don't be like all men, man, that's the one right there, man.
Right.
Ammon or Moab, man. Don't be like Ammon or Moab.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is the lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instructions are the way of life.
The way of life. That's where you get the word diet, man. So the commandments, you have the dietary laws. You got examples of how to keep the Sabbath.
Ceremonial.
The ceremonials.
Yeah, you got the principles, dietary, your ceremonial.
Moral, civil.
Yeah. What I noticed too is also history. So instead of 4, it's 5. So history, dietary, and civil, morals, and ceremonial. It's 5.
Yeah, kind of.
I know they told us it was 4, but I think more than 5.
It's a lot. There's a lot more. I think it's a lot more than that, man. When they say basic instructions before leaving Earth,
Oh yeah.
man, that's kind of factual. Besides the Earth part, because this body ain't leaving Earth. You know what I mean? The spirit gonna leave Earth, and
go back to dust. As dust we came.
yeah, but come on, man. You know what I mean? We're not leaving Earth. Everything coming back to Earth, man. The kingdom gonna be on Earth.
All right. I want to thank you up because we were speaking about the topic of Moab, the weak man. I want to thank you up Judges 3 and start at 16. The point is in verse 17. It's back of the brother because he mentioned how Moab and Edom, they have a very undisciplined diet, an undisciplined lifestyle. And look at Esau, bro. Esau's the number one obese, heathen on earth.
Yeah, some of their food is banned in other countries also.
Oh, and they're banned. Yeah, they're banned.
How is bat? Bat is a delicacy in China, man. Bat is a delicacy. Also, the fetus of a baby of some animal, man. I forget what it's called, but it's a real deal delicacy. A baby of I think it's an anteater. It's a fetus of something, man. I don't want to be presumptuous, but they eat the fetus of an animal and call it a delicacy, and it's an unclean animal. My bad, I'm missing Judges somewhere. Right after, my bad, it's before
Joshua. After Joshua, right?
Yeah, it's before Psalms. My bad, I'm losing my brain. All right, Judges 3, right?
Start at 3 and 15 on down to the point 17.
Judges 3 and
3, 15 down to 17.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 3 and verse 15. But when the children of Israel cried unto Yahawah, Yahawah raised them up a deliverer. Ehud, the son of Gerah, a Benjamite.
A what?
A Benjamite.
Benjamite, which today would be the so-called Jamaicans. People of the Caribbean islands,
a man left-handed. And by him, the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. The king of Moab.
Eglon, that's the king of Moab,
But Ehud made him a dagger which had 2 edges.
So that present was the actual serve. It was the actual sword.
Of a cubit length.
Now, cubit length would be like kind of like a sportsman sword.
Like 18 inches.
Yeah, 18. Which is like 1 foot with 6 inches.
Yeah, Yep. 1 foot and 6 inches.
And it was a sharp one too. It was a 2-edged sword.
It was I think it means on both ends, which had 2 edges.
Okay, 2 edges.
Yeah, so I think it was a 2-edged sword. Yeah. And Salakia. And he did gird under his raiment upon. I think I missed it.
Remember, he was set-handed.
Yeah.
So he had it on his back. He was getting present.
Yeah, they'll never suspect that.
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean?
because for Israel, the majority of we have
Right hand. Yeah,
Listen,
God.
a mighty man with the left
With
hand.
a left hand, man.
With that jab.
He got that jab, man.
Uh,
The real jab, not that that big jab.
Esau's jab.
Yeah. Yeah. Verse 16. But Ehud, no, that's Salakia, verse 17. And he brought the present unto Eglon,
Which is Moab. Go ahead.
the king of Moab. And Eglon was a very fat man.
Oh, he was a very skinny man.
He was a very fat man.
Moab was a fat man.
Fat king.
Thank you, Uncle Ned. The fat king.
Access eating, man.
Right.
Access eating, man. That's how you get goddamn Buddha, man.
Yeah.
All
Right.
that extra eating, man.
Hey, even with Amen, the modern president,
Yeah.
that dude was he's fat, bro.
Yeah, he not alive no more, but he was fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was North Korea, right?
No, I think he's still alive.
Kim Jong-un.
Oh, yeah, his son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
He died a couple years back. Kim
Hey, no,
Jong-un.
why? Because
Maybe.
hey, it was that, bro. That's where the scriptures stress the fact of
Dieting.
the dieting, man, having a way of life. Okay? Hey, with that, I pray was edifying. So we want.
All praise to the Most High, man. Powerful brother in the spirit, right? No need to salute in, but somebody grab Psalms 3 and start from the top.
Now, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 3, and verse 1. A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. Verse 1. Psalms 3 and 1. Lord Yahawah, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me.
How are these people that's so weak is over us and troubling us, man? The so-called white man troubles the hell out of all these 12 tribes, man. Look at what's going on with Haiti trying to get over here, man. You know what I mean? It's not easy for them brothers. Look at the Venezuelans, right? Trying to get over here, man. It's not peace and safety over here. I don't know why they want to come over here anyway, but it got to be easier than what they're going through over there for them to want to come over here. But that guy that ain't even supposed to be over us is over us. Read it again from the top.
Psalms 3 and 1. Lord, how are they?
Hold on. This is a good question to ask, man. Israel got to constantly ask themselves this question, man. Right? You can't read the Bible around here because as soon as you read that Bible, he gonna
The eagle coming out.
Yeah, God. Y'all see the Falcon, man? Predator. Great.
The book of Psalms 3 and 1. Lord Yahawah, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me.
Many are they that rise up against me. Read.
Verse 2. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him.
There is what?
There is no help for him in Yahawah.
Because then we start, because we get vexed so much, we get that question. If God is real, why is he letting this happen to his people? You know what I mean? This is kind of like that question. It's not that question, but keep going.
Verse 3. For thou, Lord, art a shield for me.
Thou, Lord, are what?
A shield for me.
That's why we still here. So that's the answer. You know, why haven't you helped me yet, Yahawah? You still living, right? So I've been helping you. Right? Read.
My glory and the lifter up of my head.
So he picks us up when we're down. You know what I mean? Read.
Verse 4. I cried unto the Lord Yahawah.
He did what?
I cried unto the Lord Yahawah.
That's what we're doing right now, man. Crying to Yahawah, man. Help us feed the sheep to break another seal so we can get the hell out of this place. Read.
And he heard me out of this holy hill, Selah.
Read.
I laid me down.
We're going to read the whole thing.
I laid me down and slept. I awake for the Lord to sustain me.
See? So with all that he going through, he still laid down, woke up, and he still was able to eat. You feel what I'm saying? He still was all right, man. Right? As much as his spirit is vexed right now, our forefather David, man, was still all right, man. Read.
Verse 6. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people.
He will not what?
Be afraid of 10,000s of people.
These Edomites can't beat us, man. I ain't gonna be afraid of none of them. Right? That's what David's talking about. You got a preach on?
Not yet, bro.
Read.
I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about.
Read.
This is verse 7. Arise, O Lord.
Do what?
Arise, O Lord.
Hey, man, give me the spirit, right? Arise, O Lord. Give me the spirit. I'll knock down 10,000 if you want. Read.
Save me, O my power, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone.
What he did?
Thou hast smitten my enemies upon the cheekbone.
Look at in the Maccabees, man. When Judas was like, man, we ain't even got no weapons. But hey, look, when they come look for us, we gonna jump out on them, and the Lord gonna protect us just like he did when Pharaoh was chasing us in the Red Sea, man. You know what I mean?
Got a quick piece about it.
I knew it was coming, read.
2 Peter 2 and 8. For that righteous man,
Hold on. Read that from the top.
2 Peter 2 and 8. For that righteous man, dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Hey, didn't Yahawah come to Lot and he was like, hey, if I could find, he was asking him questions. If I could find one, 10, 40, 10, he was vexing Yahawah, right? 40, 35, 20, 20 and 5. He was, man, vexing him. Would you save this place, man? And he wasn't able to find none but one. But Lot, man. Somebody sent somebody. Got the free time? I don't know, find it, read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 7. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
To be what?
To be smitten before thy face.
We're going to see this thing, Lord willing. Right? We're going to see this thing, Lord willing, for them to be smitten in front of our face.
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
Hey, it's going to be a big dispersion, man, like in the Maccabees, man. Hey, he's chasing down 60,000 of them, caught 5,000 of them, knocked them off, right? Knocked them suckers off, and the rest of them fled, man. He didn't even have to touch 60,000 of them. Because they sent 60 and then 60,000 footmen and 5,000 horsemen. And Judas only had to knock off 5,000 for everybody else to scatter around. Get from around here, right? Get these hints, Satan, on his helmet. You got that? I think it's
Genesis 19, yo. This is Genesis 19, the destruction of Sodom. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot seeing them rose up to meet him. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
And what the angel said?
And he said, Behold now, my Lord, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your way. And they said, Nay, for we will abide in the street all night.
Said, no, we're going to be right here, man. Right, read.
And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat.
That's why you got to entertain angels, man. You got to entertain people that you don't know, man, because it's possible it's an angel, man. But the Most High opened his eyes to know that these are the angels, man. Right? They probably came down 9 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? They probably came down tall as hell. So he just knew, hey, these angels right here, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Hebrews 13 and 2, be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Right there, man. Why?
For thereby some have been take angels unawares.
Hey, man, simple as that, man. Hey, they didn't introduce them. Hey, I'm Gabriel. I was sent here from the Most High. Yeah, what the heck? Nah, man. He saw him, man. He just knew this. Hey, the spirit was blowing. Hey, good catch.
Yeah, because it was getting wet right now.
The spirit was blowing around them brothers, man. They light was coming too. Like, all right, you gotta be angry, man. Read.
It says, verse 4, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, took past the house round to hold all the young, all the people from every corner.
Hold on. So I want that precept. Is it gonna go to it? Where it's gonna go? If I find 40 righteous men, look that up. You see it? Look that up on the phone right quick. Say, yea, Lord, if I find 40, what if I found 40? Yeah, God. I believe it's Abraham that was inquiring of the Most High, because he was inquiring for Lot.
Oh, this is a lot, huh?
Yeah, he was inquiring for Lot. So it's before 19. It's before 19. It might be in 17. Like if I find 20 and 5, you know what I mean? Would you spare the city? Right?
Genesis 18 and 26.
18 and 26.
Right, this is Genesis 18 and 26.
Time.
And it says, let's start at 23, good point.
Man, read.
It says, and Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous and wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the faith for the 50 righteous that are therein?
All right, drop down in the tent. That'd be 10.
Straight to the point, it says,
So as we see, he was counting down, man. What about 40 and 5? What about 40? What about 30 and 5? What, you know what I mean?
kind of right here.
Hey, go ahead.
Verse 32. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry,
God.
and I will speak yet for this once.
God.
Three of
Hey, hold on, man. Don't get mad at me, man. You know when you're bugging the crap out of your dad?
Yeah.
Hey, don't get mad at me. I'm going to ask you one more time. You show I could go by Bobby house, man. Great.
the adventure 10 shall be found there, and he said, I will not destroy it for 10 sake.
I will not destroy it for 10 sake, man. He was inquiring for Lot. Who is that inquiring for him? Go back a little bit. What? Yeah. Read that precept. Read that precept. It was Abraham.
And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous?
Read the number.
Genesis 18 and 23. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
God, that's what I wanted. All right. Why? Because man, he was vexed, trying to help Lot, man. Go back to that other precept. Yeah. Nah, it was in Peter, I believe. And you got a precept, right?
No, I already
Nah. Get Luke chapter 15 and 37, or it's 17 and 35. It's talking about Lot's wife.
This is what we do. Lot's wife.
Yeah.
2 Peter 2 and 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes. Condemned.
Go ahead, read.
Condemned them was to overthrow, making them an example unto those that after the thing of God.
What did that mean?
And delivered Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
He was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, but for some reason, Lot turned himself to the land. Then while turning himself to the land, now he end up in the land. Like that what goes to show you, man. When you get a little bit of temptation and you fall victim to that little bit of temptation, you just add until your sin, or you add until your temptations, man. When you get tempted, you got to get that thing in check you know, so you don't fully go off. You understand what I'm saying? You got that in, read that.
The book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 32. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it.
Get that, any man put his hand to the plow and turn away. It's in Matthew 16.
I gotta hear Luke 19.
That's it, yeah. Start at 55.
Now, this is the book of Luke, chapter 9.
It's a long read, but it's a beautiful point. Go ahead.
Luke 9 and 55. But he turned and rebuked them and said, Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of.
What it said?
Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of.
So he was asking, because the disciples was asking them to rain down fire on these wicked ass Israelites because they were getting on his nerves and getting on their nerves, right?
Yep.
And they was vexing the spirit. They like, hey man, call down fire from heaven like Elijah, man. You feel what I'm saying? Vex, and you know not what spirit you are in. So we always got to check our spirit, man. Read.
All right. For the verse 6. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them.
I didn't come here to do what I did with Elijah with the fires, man, with the fireballs. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't come here for that this time, man. Read.
And then went to another village. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest.
What he said?
I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest.
So that's what we doing, and that's what we profess to Hamashiach YAHAWASHI. We gonna follow him wherever he goes. So whatever he do, we gonna do, right? Read.
And YAHAWASHI said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head.
Why? Because he ain't gonna get no rest till we get rest in the kingdom with him, man. You know that precept. Look, his brain be just calculating. So, but we not gonna get no rest until Yahawashi ain't gonna get no rest till we get rest in the kingdom with him, man. You understand what I'm saying? So when he came here, and soon as he hit 12 years old, man, he got on a mission. He did not sit down and wait anywhere, man. He was constantly moving and jigging and jobbing, teaching the people. Like when you look into it, you gotta see, like while he was maneuvering, people was offering him to sleep at their house because he was constantly on the move. People was also, asking, hey, you need your feet washed? Because, hey, Yahawashi was constantly moving, man. He didn't have no rest.
He was always in action.
You got a precept?
Yup, Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
He has said who?
Watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
We upon the wall and we watchmen. This man is an excellent watchman. He got that spirit on him. Read.
Which shall never hold their peace.
Which one? What?
Which will never hold their peace.
Good precept, man. Read.
Day or night. You that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
So we not resting. We not keeping silent. We constantly moving and stretching and diving to preach this word to the children of Israel, man.
And give him no rest.
No rest. We don't have no rest, man. Because Yahawashi ain't have no rest. This is not our rest. Read.
Till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
You see? That was the precept, man, going on Yahawashi, man. How he wasn't going to have rest until we in the kingdom, man. Hell yeah, dude.
So back to Luke 9.
What we on?
And 8.
Hey, this is good.
And Yahawashi said unto him, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath nowhere to lay his head. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Do what?
Suffer me first to go and bury my father.
He turning, he looking back, man. Remember Lot's wife. He's looking back, man. Read.
Yahawashi said unto him, let the dead bury their dead.
Why? Because somebody else back there, that's family, could bury that person. We got business to handle. Look forward. I'm telling you, I'm the Messiah. I'm the anointed one. I'm the anointed one, and I'm telling you to follow me. If Christ were here, I would leave everything, whoever is behind me. Let's go, man. Where the hell we going? Read.
It says, verse 60, Yahawashi said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go down and preach the kingdom of Yahweh. Verse 61, and another also said, Lord, I will follow thee,
But what?
but let me first go bid them.
What? Hey, man, big old butts, man.
I'm never making excuses.
Yeah, God.
But let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house.
Why? Because there was kids in there. There was wife. He wanted to at least say bye. Let me go say bye. And let them know. Yeah, and let them know I'm leaving for a while,
Yeah.
so they don't worry about me. No. Read.
All right, back to the top, verse 1. And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house.
God.
Verse 62 is the point right here.
God.
And Yahawashi said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
You ain't even fit for it, my God. Give me Colossians 3 and 17. Get that?
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourself,
It's a rock.
whether ye
43
be in
and
the
30.
faith. Prove your own self.
Do what?
Prove your own self.
Huh.
Know ye not your own self, how that Yahawashi is in you, instead ye be reprobate.
Instead you be reprobate, man. Not keeping the law. Examine yourself to see if you really be in the faith, man. What are you doing here? Are you actually doing your best to have Yahawashi sit in your spirit? You know what I mean? These are questions we gotta ask ourselves. Read the next chapter, the next scripture. Yeah, 43 and I believe it's 30 or 33.
Verse 6. But I trust that ye should know that we are not reprobate. Now I pray to Yahawah that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobate.
Kind. Evil is not keeping the commandments, and what's the other word? It said, approved, right? And approved is keeping the commandments, right? So we got to make sure we're not being reprobate and we keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me Sirach. God, you got it.
For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
Man, you can't do nothing against the truth but for it, man. Everything, even the things that people do on the left-hand side, is nothing but edification for the next person that might be online, that might have heard it from the street. So nothing that you do against the truth, you will get for the truth. You know what I mean? 30, what I got next? 30 and I believe it's 30 and 22. See what that says. 30 and 30. They got 30 on there. 30.
All right, go on.
Read that.
Colossians 3 and 17. Colossians 3 and 17.
30 and 1.
And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do on the name of the Lord Yahawashi.
Say that right.
Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahawashi, giving thanks to Yahawah and the Father by Him.
So that's everything we do in word or deed. We make sure we do it in the name by Hashem Yahawashi, man. Right? for the glorification of Yahweh, man, and the end result. Give me, matter of fact, read that first and then we're going to get that one.
The book of Ecclesiastes, also known as the Rock, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son caused him off to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Why? The Most High did the same thing to us. He loved us, so he whooped our tail, right? He's still whooping our tail, so that way he can have joy in us at the end, man. You want more on that?
He that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
That's my man. That's my son. That's my baby boy right there. I did that, right?
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
Do what?
Grieveth the enemy.
Why? These niggas know they're Israelites. His son coming to school at 8 years old saying, nah, kosher diet. I don't eat pork. You know what I mean? His son at the school talking about, nah. You know, that ain't right. Your history ain't right. This is my history. You understand what I'm saying? He needs to open the Bible. This the real history right there. You know what I mean? Right? He's serving them on the foot king. You got more?
And before his friends, he shall rejoice of him.
And what?
And before his friends, he shall rejoice of him.
Because the friends is going crazy and doing whatever else, sagging their pants. Every time you come around, you got to tell them little dudes to pick up their pants, right? But in the midst of them, you're like, that's my baby boy. He's a light to the rest of his friends, man. You know what I mean? Like Officer Mordecai and Danach, man. He look at Danach and he's like, that's my man right there.
Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he had
Still
left one.
listening to the laws of his father, man. Really.
For he had left one behind him that is like himself.
He said, do not forsake thy father's law, man. Right? You know what precept I'm talking about? Forsake not thy father's law. Go grab it. Go grab it. You got the rock, right? 43. Come on, read that. 33, I think. No, 30.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 30.
Read that loud, huh?
When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can. For even yet will he far exceed.
He will what?
He will far exceed.
He will what?
He will far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength.
Do what?
Put forth all your strength.
Read.
And be not weary. For he can never go far enough.
For what?
For he can never go far enough.
We can never go far enough, man. We in the rain, right? We got a little bit of shade going on. I'm happy. All praise to YAHAWASHI for the little bit of coverage that we got. You know what I mean? But with all that we do, man, you know, give our all for YAHAWASHI, man.
I want to back you up for that, brother. Back 43 and 30.
Before you do that, read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law.
Do what?
For my son, forget not my law.
Read.
But let thy heart keep my commandments.
Time.
For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
For what?
For length of days and
long. Right there. Length of days, man.
Prosperity.
I made it past. It's always we got 13 years old getting smoked right back here in the hood, man. Right? I mean, literally. Right back here in the hood. We got 13, 16, 15-year-olds getting popped up in the hood, man. Long life, man.
For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
That's the spirit, man.
Let not
do that.
Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them upon thy neck.
Just because I give you mercy and grace, don't let it make you stop keeping the law, man. Get up, pick up your pants, put on your shoes, and keep these laws, man. More than that.
Write them upon the table of thy heart.
I can see your forehead, right there. You know what I mean? Get that mug right there. Read.
So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man.
Righteousness is the apple of my eye. Or I think it's like that. Or the law is the apple of my eye. I think it's in Psalms. I don't think it's one.
Proverbs 7 and 2.
That might be it. That might be it right there.
So Proverbs 7 and 2. Keep my commandments and live. And my law as the apple of thine eye.
That's just what it was talking about right here, man. On the table of thy heart, man. On the table of your head, man. Get Zechariah 2 and I believe 7. It's a good precept to go with that. This is why we need to have calls with brothers. I need to get your number out. We need to have calls with brothers and go over precepts, because when you constantly indulging in the precept, you find other precepts to back up the precept that you got already. Right? I think it's 2 and 7. It says the apple of his eye. No. Zechariah 2 and
No, it doesn't say that. I'm right here.
It might be Zephaniah.
Woe to heaven.
Yeah, time. And the apple of his eye. It says it under it. Right? Let me, what we was at, Proverbs?
Yeah, 7 and 2.
7 and 2, you got it?
Yeah, I got already one more time.
Proverbs 7 and 2. No, yeah. Read it, but I'm gonna get there. Cause I got the precept on it.
Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of an eye.
Zechariah 2 and 8.
Hey,
Salakia, I feel. Hey, I'm trying, man. This is a work in progress, man.
Yeah.
But one thing I can do, I can step on a couple Edomites' neck, man. I'll tell you with these scriptures. I can get on the helmet with these things, man. You know what I mean? That's it right there. Hey, before you do that, read that Proverbs 7 and 2 right quick again. Let him get this. Let him get this. I want you to get that one.
Proverbs.
This is powerful, man.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and 2.
7 and 2. Okay.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and 2. Keep my commandments and live, and my laws as the apple of thy eye.
So the laws is the apple of our eye, right? For this reason, read.
Zechariah 2 and 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye.
So when we keep the commandments, right? The righteousness should be, the law should be the apple of our eye, so we could become again, once again, the apple of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI eye. You see what I'm saying? This is the thing. It's a head thing, right? So we got the children, the woman, we got us, we got Christ, we got Yahweh, right? The laws help us govern our family, right? Then we have Christ, which gave us the laws, so we the apple of his eye, and Christ is the apple of the Most High eye, right? So these steps is all based on our obedience to Yahawashi and then to Yahweh. Because we are, you feel what I'm saying?
It's like a ranking system.
It's a ranking system, and we're loved by what we do for Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, which is keep the laws, faith, and the faith in Hamashiach.
Yeah, I got it right here. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is YAHAWASHI, and the head of a woman is the man, and the head of YAHAWASHI is Yahawah.
So that's the governing body, and how we are governed, how we govern ourselves and our family. So Yahawah gave us the laws, right, on Mount Sinai, right? He gave us the laws to govern over us. He's our governor. Then we govern us. Somebody governs us, and then we govern our family, man. And it all starts with the laws, man. When you look at UFO sightings, man, I saw GMS, Atawan, how you say his name? Gabar? From I think it was Baltimore, maybe? Awatan or something like that. Gabar? A war? No. I don't think it's a war. But anyway, he showed, like, before he started this video, or while he was talking on this video, he showed the sightings of the angels coming in the chariot. And when you see them, they organize and they move in order. They're never out of time. they're never out of sync or yeah, time. So that's the same thing with us. They want to see us in that same order, man. Who had a precept?
I got a picture, bro. It's in Deuteronomy 32 and 9, the point of verse 10, it says, for the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Get seek ye therefore the kingdom of heaven, and we could close out after that.
Verse 10, there's a point. He found them in a desert land.
He what?
He found him in a desert land.
There's that desert land, man. Read.
And in the waste howling.
In the what?
In the waste howling.
Right? In the goddamn swamp, you know what I mean? It's dirty and dingy. In the hood, man. Right here, man. Read.
Wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him.
He did what?
He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye.
As the what?
As the apple of his eye.
Yahweh kept Christ as the apple of his eye, man. And we the apple of Christ's eye. Right?
The book of Matthew.
Nah, sit me down there. Before you cast these people off, you know what I mean? Sit me down there so I can go give them an example in the flesh, man. You know what I mean? That's how much he loved us, man. Made a bargain with the Most High. Like, nah, before you cast them off.
Matter of fact, I got two pictures.
Yeah. Read.
The book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahawah and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
And all these things will be added unto you. Like it says in John 14 and 2. We got many mansions, man. We got many mansions, man, waiting on us. Our riches is getting stacked in heaven, so we have a mansion where he just putting, oh, here's a new sofa. Here's a new golden plate. You understand? Like, so as much treasures as we stack up in heaven on earth, you know, in that mansion, when it comes down to heaven, right? When it gets built up down here, we gonna see our works manifest in that mansion. You got a precept? You got a precept? You have one precept, right? In the mini mansion? Read.
The book of John, chapter 14, verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Yahawah.
It said what? Let what?
Let not your heart be in trouble.
Why? Because we poor and needy and oppressed and subjugated to oppression. Right? Let not your heart be troubled, man. Read.
Ye believe in Yahawah. Believe also in me.
If you believe in Yahweh, believe also in me. Why? Because we still have to come out here and do the work, knowing that it's hard to pay bills, it's hard to get a job, the money just not adding up. I just went to jail because I didn't pay some tickets. All these things happening, and we still got to preach YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Let your heart not be troubled, because you have a reward coming. Read.
In my Father's house are many mansions.
Are what?
Are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you.
Hey man, if it wasn't so, I wouldn't even told you. And then he goes, and then he goes on to say furthermore, man. He's preparing that thing, man.
I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you into myself.
And what?
And receive you unto myself, that where I am there, ye also be there, ye may be also.
In the kingdom of heaven, man.
And whether
I'm there, he's seated. He has the blueprint for the kingdom of heaven already, man. You feel what I'm saying? When the Most High made YAHAWASHI, he gave him the blueprint for everything. You know what I mean? He got that blueprint, man. Read. Salak, y'all.
No, it's all right. And whether I go, ye know, and the way ye know.
Come on, man. You know where I'm going. Read. Say something. You got something on it?
No.
You got something to say?
No.
Oh, time.
I don't want to hear it all. Hebrews 13 and 14. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Like of John, or 2 chapters of many planets.
Get Hebrews 5 and 12. And you get my bad, the spirit just kind of constantly going out, man. It's a lot to you, y'all. So I think the car ready to
I got
get on
preaching
out.
because earlier you mentioned about how the Lord loves us. I'm gonna back you up from that. Romans 8 and 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahawah, Hashem Yahawashi?
Nobody.
Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine
La'ah.
or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter.
Ooh, wait.
So I want to get to the point. Verse 35, who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh? Now to back that up,
Matthew, that too. Hold that. Matthew 6 and 20.
Jeremiah 31 and 3. The Lord appeared old unto me, saying, yeah, I have loved you with an everlasting love.
He had what?
I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee.
Man, YAHAWASHI love us, man. He love us. Hey, man, that just gave me a chill, man. He love us with an everlasting love, man. Before the Most High was about to destroy us, I'm telling you, he was like, hey, Moses, I'll make your people, your seed, the nation of Israel. I'm sick of dealing with these people, man. It's like, let me go talk to him again right quick. You know what I mean? Give him a chance. You know what I mean? Hey, what you got?
Last one. Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
So our big brother is what they call chest to chest. Open chest, right? And our hands behind our, you feel what I'm saying? And our big brother, Mashiach Yahawashi, is open testament. Pop, 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 get right. You know what I mean? Pop, pop. You know what I mean? Just to toughen us up. You got more on that?
Last verse. You in third chastening.
Get that Matthew first.
YAHAWAH Shai did live with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not?
If I don't whip your ass, you gonna go off, man. We just read that earlier in Proverbs, right? He grabbed that in Proverbs, right? When it said, obey thy father's law.
Oh yeah, right upon your heart.
Yeah, I think that was Proverbs. Get that in Matthew first. That's the
12, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 12. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Yeah, I believe it's 20.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Do what?
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Why? Because we got mansions up there.
Where neither moth nor rust do corrupt.
Nothing can corrupt the treasures that we stacking up in heaven. That's already placed in our, in our mansion. Oh, in our mansion, man. You see what I'm saying? That thing is being built. As much as we do, the better of a house we're gonna have. That's why I tell you, great is he that do and keep my commandments, man.
And where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Nobody ain't gonna be able to come in that mansion, man. Right? They got more on that, but we could go to Hebrews.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
So if your treasures is on earth, that's where you're gonna be a base. You're gonna be a base. But if you humble yourself and stack your treasures in heaven, you're gonna be exalted, right?
The light of the body is the eye.
So the apple of the eye, the light of the body is the eye, man.
And therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
If your eye be single, you watch what you do, you watch what you say, and you watch how you move, your whole body gonna be good, right? Read on.
But if the eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
Man. And that's why light and darkness, you gotta choose a side. Read.
And therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is the darkness?
Choose you who you might serve.
No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
He gonna hate the other, man.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
That's right. He was already on it, man. He was already on it. Keep reading, guys. That's it. That's right.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again.
That ain't what I want. Don't worry about it. What you got?
That was Joshua 3:4 and 16.
That's another topic. My bad.
And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve.
Choose what?
Choose you this day whom ye will serve. whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood,
Come.
or the gods of the Amorites,
Of the what?
the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell.
Come.
But as for me and my house,
What we gonna do?
we will serve YAHAWASHI.
What we gonna do?
Serve YAHAWASHI.
That's right, huh? Go ahead, man. Let's hear it.
And the people answered and said, Yahweh forbid that we should forsake the Lord.
Yahweh what?
Yahweh forbid that we should forsake the Lord.
Man, we ain't, hey, look, man, we going with our forefathers that went through that Red Sea, man. Damn these demigods and these other gods that don't mean crap. We going with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man.
To serve other gods. For the Lord our power, He it is that brought us
He
up.
is what?
He it is that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
Yeah, oh yeah, man, you know what? I remember that. My daddy told me that they did, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai did bring us, you know what I mean?
With a mighty hand.
He brought it to remembrance for him, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna put these guys down. Hey, get that in Acts when they burned the books.
Acts 19:19.
Yeah, kind of get that in Acts when they burned the books, man.
Let's look at Acts chapter 19 and verse 19. Many of them.
You give me in Deuteronomy 23. Love the Lord with all thy heart, all thy mind, and all thy
I'll start at 17.
read.
And this was known, Acts 19:17. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks, also dwelling at Ephesus. And fear fell on them all.
And what?
And fear fell on them all.
You got to ask yourself, why did fear fall on them?
Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
God.
And the name of the Lord Yahawashi was magnified. And many that believed came and confessed.
Hey man, the Rakakadash. I'm talking about like this.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. Waking them up. They're like, ooh, wee. Hey, I'm what? I'm from Naphtali, right? I'm from Judah.
I'm from Benjamin.
I'm from Issachar, man. Hey, man. Oh, praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Read.
Verse 18. And many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. Many of them also which used curious hearts.
Do what?
Many of them also which used curious arts.
What was that? That was books, man. They was using different books, man. You gonna look it up?
Yeah, when you go into the
Come.
NLT real quick, I'm gonna back you up.
They was using
witchcraft.
They was using different books, man, trying to call spirits.
Now this is the book of Acts in the NLT, chapter 19 and 19. It says, a number of them who have been practicing sorcery.
Practicing what?
Sorcery. Brought their incantation books.
Their what?
Incantation books.
Man, they had, nice books, man. Read.
And burned them at the public bonfire.
And did what?
And burned them at a public bonfire.
Hey, man, the spirit was heavy on them brothers, man. They spent money on them things. When you keep reading, you get the account of how much money them books was.
The value of the books was several $1 million.
How much?
Several $1 million in the NLT.
Man, look, man, everybody was like, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I'm an Israelite. Yeah. You can have that, you know what I mean? Burn that, you know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do with that, right?
Now I'm going to read it in the original version. It says, many of them also with these curious hearts brought their books together and burned them before all men. And they counted the price of them. And found it.
It should be right about my bad. I'm like
I'll finish it off. And they counted the price of them, and they found it 50,000 pieces of silver.
how much?
50,000 pieces of silver.
You know how heavy that is?
Yeah,
You know how heavy that is, man?
and that was back in the ancient times.
These shekel, you know how to get the weight of the shekel? Each shekel was a good bit, man. Try to get the weight of a shekel through Google.
How much is one shekel?
Yeah, I think it's like some ounces or something like that, or it might be
It says, in modern day times, one Israeli US shekel equals to 29 cents.
That ain't it. Biblical.
0.4 ounces. 0.4 ounces.
So 0.4 ounces. So if you do that times 50,000, times 50,000, you know what I mean? That's like what?
You gotta have the 6 million.
Yeah, time.
Oh, it says it depends. Some were 0.4 ounces or 11 grams.
Time. You see what I'm saying? And that's probably what it was. It was probably the 11 grams. Because we had lots, you know, lots of money.
It says 3,000 shekels equals the heaviest and largest unit of measurements for weight and value in scripture.
That gallon was heavy.
Different coins, different measurements.
Yeah. Hey, man, that was powerful right there, man.
Yeah,
they came through. That was like Catholicism.
Bob, burn that shit up.
That was like Judaism. Bob, you know what I mean? You can throw that in the fire, man.
Last verse, Lakia. It says Acts 19 and 20. So mightily grew the word of YAHAWAH.
What?
So mightily grew the word of YAHAWAH
Man,
and prevailed.
I'm talking about the Holy Spirit was in there wiping them clean.
It was
man.
prevailing everything.
Man,
Strongholds, everything.
the Holy Spirit was in there, man. And that's a powerful book.
Yeah.
That's a powerful situation.
You got that?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee,
That ain't the one I wanted.
and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Yeah, that ain't it. Nah, hell no. I'm looking for Deuteronomy. I'm looking for it says in thy heart, in thy soul, and in thy mind. It's in Deuteronomy though.
Try
I think it's
try
like,
12.
serve the Lord with your
With all
heart
thy heart, with all thy soul.
and with all thy mind. I believe it's in Deuteronomy 20 something.
Deuteronomy 65.
That might be it. That might be it. Because I think I was just thinking earlier for that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I commanded thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children,
And who else?
and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
So you got to teach them to your children. Talk about them when you're sitting in your house. Right? Keep going.
And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou
Hold on. When thou walkest by the, they got a comma. Make sure you stop on the comma. So when thou walkest in the way, so you just walking up the block, you see an Israelite that don't know he Israel, be like, hey, you ever heard that we was the Israelites? Yeah? All right, well look, tell the Lord that we supposed to keep our beard. You know, in the way, and when you walk in the way, read.
And when thou liest down,
And when you lying on your bed and you just chilling, you need to be pondering on the scriptures, pondering on the law, man. Read.
and when thou risest up,
And when you rise up in the morning, man, meaning what? Never stop thinking about the laws of the Most High, man. Yeah, statutes and commandments, man.
Gotta be consistent in this truth, bro.
And
When you went to Titus, it says gotta have a pattern of good works. Having a consistent pattern, meditating. A matter of fact, King David, he prayed 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening during the nighttime. That's an example of being consistent.
you got, hey, man, you got to make it your mission, man. You got to make it your mission. And hey, man, I'm telling you, that was powerful. When I read that this morning, man, I was like, that's what I've been doing lately, man. But I also, Walking Dead came up with another season, right? I'm trying to see what the hell happens with Rick. If he comes back or not. Now, Michonne is going too, right? And I want to see what happened with her. But I watched I watched three episodes and I was back. Walking Dead. No, but what I'm saying
about zombies.
yeah. What I'm saying is, even like when I use my time for something else, I feel like I have to make up for what time I lost studying or getting closer to the Most High, man. That's what I was getting into, especially with that precept. That precept right there lets you know it's all day, every day. It's not a second that we supposed to be out the spirit. Because when we out the spirit, our armor is our defense system could get pierced. You know what I mean? So we need to watch our spirit constantly.
And we're gonna get Baruch 14:8 from and close out from it. Baruch 14:8, just back up on that, bro, because you mentioned how there's a word for it. It's called Jesus. It's the Jesus time.
That's the precept that go with it. I grabbed that when I was talking to him on the phone about it.
Yeah, so what you want to make up for what you lost in the scriptures, and I told you that in the book of Baruch 4:28.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28.
And we'll focus down with this scripture here in the Apocrypha.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God.
So in this world, we go astray at times. You might,
The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead.
Going on a marathon for 5-6 hours, on Netflix.
Yeah.
It happens in the flesh, bro.
Yeah.
So being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Seek him just once.
Seek him 10 times more.
Yeah, 10 is symbolic to perfection. You gotta seek him a perfect amount of time.
A complete amount of time.
Or a complete number of times, man. And that's a daily battle. There's another precept in 2nd Ezra where it goes into this is the battle that man shall fight on the earth.
It's in the beginning. I think it's 2 and 5.
2 and 5?
Yeah. Or it might be above that, maybe 2 and 3. No, in Sirach.
Sirach?
That's what you're talking about, right? In your affliction, take joy in your affliction?
That one too.
Nah, but that ain't what you're talking about.
Nah. The one in 2nd Ezra where it goes into I'll get it.
4 and 2nd Ezra 4 and 30 something.
Second Ezra 7 and 57.
All praise to the Most High.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said,
which is the angel Uriel giving prophecies and visions to our forefather Prophet Ezra. Go ahead.
This is the condition of the battle.
It is the condition of the battle.
Which
we're battling ourselves foremost, and then we're battling our 2/3 of our people, and then we're battling Esau, Edom.
Oh man, bring it out. I thought you was gonna forget something. Bring it out.
Man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Shall what?
Shall fight.
So we're gonna fight. We'll fight this spiritual battle, man. Go ahead.
That if he be overcome,
and he getting the victory, go ahead.
He shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory,
he gets the defeat.
But if you get the victory,
so victory, that's what we're out here, man, to win, to get the victory over this beast system.
He shall receive the thing that I say.
Which is what? Which is the kingdom of heaven.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake.
For this is the life which Moses spake when he came upon Sinai,
unto the people while he lived.
Unto the children of Israel,
saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live.
Yeah, choose the commandments that you may live.
Nevertheless, they believe not him.
Yeah, so our forefathers didn't believe in the words of Moses.
Make us a calf, Aaron.
Yup. A golden calf.
Yeah.
Nor yet the prophets after him.
Which is modern day times. It's us brothers, Lord's will. Go ahead.
No, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation.
And which is us, Lord's will, man. We're out here to be persuaded for salvation. And that starts with faith and works, man. Faith without works is death.
Okay, period.
Better for that, bro?
On Baruch? They had more on Baruch. Yeah, they had more. You said the leisure time, right?
Oh,
He didn't make it to leisure time.
4 and 28 again.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he hath brought these plagues upon you, shall bring you everlasting joy against with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that are afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall.
That's what it says. As it was your mind to go astray, when you go astray from the Lord, you're in your leisure time, right? Well, if you paraphrase and read that one more time.
No, they actually have.
Group one?
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
For as it was in your mind to go astray from Yahawah, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem.
It's in Ecclesiastes. My brother, yeah. My bad, bro. But that goes with it though. That goes with it.
I didn't even know there was the word leisure in there.
Yeah, kind. Go ahead and read that one, and then if you want, if the spirit get up off of us, which it never gets off of us, but if the spirit gets up off of us,
Rag 38 and 24. Before you get there, let me get the word leisure real quick. It says, Latin word, lisere, to be allowed, to please, during your pleasing time.
yeah, your pleasure. You know what I mean? Doing your own pleasure.
Spare time.
I'm telling you, that ain't what it is.
Spare time.
Time off. Right? You get an off day, you're just like, nah, I don't want to get in the word. I just want to chill. You know what I mean? And me, I was like, let me watch 2 episodes.
Don't make it up.
And then I'm going to hop in the scriptures for about 30, 40 minutes.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Coming about what?
Opportunity of leisure. And he that had little business shall become wise.
Hey, you who have little business, don't overwork yourself, man. He that not even that. Don't overwork yourself, man, at work, man. Because you need leisure time. There's no reason for you to pick up 16-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, because you will never get wisdom like that. You will work yourself into the dirt, and you won't have time to study. And then when you are studying, your brain is so warped and hurt that it ain't going to soak up and hold on to what you're reading. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why that precept tells you that, man. And then on your leisure time, make sure you getting in that word, man. And that's why we need brothers, man, like to call and be like, hey, brother, you know how everything doing? What you doing? You know what I mean? What you read today? You feel what I'm saying? Hey, let's talk about this precept right quick. Because we constantly sharpen each other, and within that 20 minutes, we could get something understood that we didn't understand before. So in all leisure time, we need to be seeking the Most High, man. He does it. He gets in. After he gets in, he goes to his car, boom. Either audio Bible or reading right quick. And soon as somebody coming in, he like, damn, all right, one more precept. All right, one more right quick. They walking in, damn. One more, all right.
If I don't want to spend money, I just go home and, cook the food I got. Once I'm done eating, I got 3 hours before work. Hey, read, I'm out.
Man,
That's why I made you read all those books when I tell you, I'm on this book, on this and this.
Meditate upon them continually.
You gotta use them. You gotta use that leisure time correctly. But we also need time to have a break and watch certain things, so we can bring movies and shows out in the spirit when we out here teaching. You feel what I'm saying? Like certain brothers watch the news. They're like, hey, what's going on in the news? So I can come out. Hey, y'all heard up in Michigan, they just had this happen. You feel what I'm saying?
He's being a watchman for the house of Israel.
So it's also that we need to do that, you know what I mean? Like I could use something from Walking Dead. They got a clique that's all white, and he's a pope, and he said, the Most High brought us through the fire, we are the chosen one. But he white, he Esau, you know what I mean? But then the other clique had a mixture of people, right? Like America. And they just been trying to make ends meet, and they more like Israel. You feel what I'm saying? Because you got Spanish, you got blacks in there, you know what I mean? You got certain ethnic groups, where you could tell that was more like Israel. They kind of just want just enough. But the chosen ones, the Pope people, they want to murk everything and take what they got. You feel what I'm saying? So it's some stuff that come with it, but I be vexed because lately, man, since I got judged heavy for doing something that I shouldn't have did, you know, the Most High, I've been seeking the Most High 10 times more.
Like look forward to today, man. That's a good example of what it's giving out, man. You don't get judged daily, bro. Whether it's in your mind, like you said, in the end of the day, it's in your mind. You still get judged daily, whether it's mind, physical. That's what you get in that. That extra part upon the earth shows you how it's going to be.
And also, it's your salakia, and also it's our ribs too, because our ribs, and that's why I wanted to tell you, you know, what I said to you. Hey man, throw that thing away, man, cause I've been dealing with my rib, man, and to be honest, I'm sick of it. You feel what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers don't listen, man. You feel what I'm saying? They want to do what they want to do, you know, and that vexes us in the spirit too. Sometimes they get you out of the spirit. My rib left her phone in the car. We was waiting in the car for a mama for an hour and a half. I'm trying to get to camp. You know what I mean? And she crying about the phone, talking about come back, give me the phone, blah, blah, blah. Man, I'm not coming back. I'm already almost here, about to be in the spirit.
Or you can't bring it out.
Yeah, man, I'm not, man, look here, man. But we do have to watch that, man, because Israel's so quick when they get in the truth to get a help me, they don't realize that this thing is the opposite of a help me. This thing is a destroy me. This thing is a hinder me, right? This thing is a setback. You feel what I'm saying? So we need to watch that thing too, man. Because not only is our own flesh, the flesh of our flesh, to hold us back from getting this truth out there. Because also, Salakia, also, you know, she ends up smacking her lips and stuff like that when I'm in the scriptures. And I'm like, I'm digging into the scriptures. I'm trying to eat the book, eat the whole roll. And you know, like in her mind, she like, he never has time for me. He's always operating in the scriptures and blah, blah. The scriptures gonna be the reason she leaves me. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? I'm not as horny as I used to be. You know what I mean? I'm lusting in the scriptures, man. You know what I mean? So it's a given. It's a given when she actually get the flesh from me. You know what I mean? Because, you know, and I'm not neglecting her. If she, you know, she acts, you feel what I'm saying? Or if it's enticing, you know, she get what she got, you know what I mean? But I say that to say, man, I'm seeking the Lord so much, man, that I don't think she can really handle it. You know what I mean? Her spirit gets vexed, you know what I mean? Attitude coming out. So us brothers, we gotta watch that, man. Don't be so quick to get a wife, because you'll be even quicker ready to put them up, put the damn thing away. You feel what I'm saying?
Alright, hey, with that, hey, we pray this spiritual camp session was edifying. With that, giving all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadah. Like, hey, Shalom, until next time, man. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.